Welcome to a brand new episode of Girl, Geek, and a Gay, the show that doesn't care. Fuck your birthday.
I don't care. Fuck your birthday.
Whose birthday was it? Who are you mad at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just stay with that.
Oh my god. Jose, it wasn't your birthday. It wasn't my birthday.
That voice you hear is Jaime,
Hola.
and I am Jose.
Hi, Jose.
Hi. How you doing today?
I am doing good. Like I just told you a little bit ago, I woke up nice and early and ready to take on the world today, apparently. So not like that.
Hey, man.
Although maybe
No judges.
You never know, So no, it was a good morning. Like I said, a little bit of walking. That was fun. I had a really good week at work, so that was pretty chill. My hair is growing. It's all long now too.
Hair tends to do that.
Well, I haven't been cutting it off like I used to do, so I'm trying to let it grow. Yeah, it's been a good week though.
All right.
Yeah, how are you?
Not bad. Can't complain. I swear I'm not dumb, okay?
Okay.
So, something happened at work the other day that's never happened to me.
Okay.
It's happened to pretty much everybody, but I prided myself that it's never happened to me, and it happened twice. So
In 1 week.
in one day,
One day.
in one day,
That makes it worse.
almost back to back.
And did you break the record for the day now?
Yes.
So now you're worse than everybody.
Yes.
All right.
So whenever we hook onto a container,
Okay.
right? It has the part that connects it to the truck is called the fifth wheel.
Okay.
Right. So you back the fifth wheel into the trailer's kingpin, and that locks it on.
Okay.
So now the container is now attached to your trailer.
Okay.
So sometimes people don't know how to lower the fucking containers, and they leave them too high.
Oh.
So you run the risk that if you go past that fifth wheel, then you're stuck. If you go past the kingpin, sorry, then you're stuck.
Okay.
So I backed up, and I noticed it was too high. So before I got stuck, I got out of the truck. I lowered the container, and I lowered it onto the fifth wheel, but still needed to back up to lock in that kingpin, right?
Okay.
I do it all the time, and every time I tell myself, I'm going to forget to back up one day.
And you took off.
And I took off.
What?
And that container just... Yeah, I looked at my mirror, it's just on the ground, and I'm like, oh, son of a bitch.
No. Does it make like a loud noise?
Oh, yeah, because it falls. Wow. It's a heavy container.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, it landed hard.
So is it then like really difficult to get it back? Well, yeah, because how does it lift
if it's especially if it's loaded.
Whoa.
So I couldn't. I tried, and that thing was not budging because I had lifted the landing gear all the way up.
Wow.
Luckily, I was still at the yard, and the trucks there for the yard drivers, they're very low, so they can kind of scoop it up.
Wow.
So another driver came by, he helped me up, right?
Oh, okay.
So I continued with my day. I go and I backed up into a very tight spot.
Okay.
And when I got out, I unplugged all the wires. I opened up that kingpin, and I went to lower the landing gear, and the landing gear was it was too close to the container next to me, so I couldn't turn it. So I was like, okay, I'll scoot up, and then that should give me enough room to lower the landing gear.
Yeah.
So I connected the wires again. I got in the truck, and I scooted up, forgetting that I had already disconnected that kingpin.
Oh.
So again, dunk.
Oh no! Wait, and this was when you were dropping it off.
Yes, when I was dropping it off.
So then there's no option for anybody like to pick it up or to be able to help you pick it up?
Well, I just needed. Luckily, it fell, and I stopped like right when it fell, but it landed on my tire.
Oh.
So either way, I couldn't move.
Oh.
But it was high enough off the ground that I just had somebody come over and move the container next to me, but I had to wait for somebody to get there, which took probably about 45 minutes of me just sitting there.
Damn.
And I was just like, you know what? This is a sign. That's twice in a row I'm going home.
That was it for the day.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that was my... That was my Tuesday.
Yeah, and that's a very like what you would obviously you would know all that because that's your job, So
Yeah.
yeah, what a trip. That's crazy.
I mean, it happens, I guess.
Yeah. Twice in one day.
Twice in one day, which is
well, now you
impressive.
don't have bragging rights anymore, sadly. Like, I didn't tell anybody.
Oh, man, yeah. No, I didn't tell anybody about that first time. The second time they knew because somebody had to come help me.
You. Probably tease you, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I almost got sent out to Vegas this week, too. So I was almost not here for today. But, yeah, because they need help in Vegas. And I almost went. I kind of wanted to go, too. But...
You slut.
Well, it's always good to kind of work in different environments, you know. Like that's what I like about my job a lot is that I can move around and do different things. But it's just I have like a dentist appointment on Wednesday, and I don't want to miss my dentist appointment because I'm old, I guess.
No, that's important. You know,
Yeah.
I just found out that cavities are they're contagious.
Cavities are contagious?
Yes.
Oh, well, I guess because it's like a bacteria,
Yeah.
right? That like starts breaking apart your teeth, and then it can move on to other teeth. Well, that's how it gets bigger.
But if you kiss
From
someone,
somebody
they're
else?
contagious from people to person to person.
What the fuck? I didn't know that.
I just found this out.
That's weird.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How did you find out? Did you get a cavity, slut?
No, I listened to another podcast.
You don't even listen to our podcast, Megan. That's crazy. That I did not know that. But I go to the dentist pretty regularly because, yeah, I like to take care of my teeth as well. I have 2 wisdom teeth that need to be pulled out from the top. And I keep delaying it. Like, I keep delaying it. I could just do it and I don't do it, you know, but because I don't like and I'm the type of person that needs to get knocked out for them to be able to do that type of work on me.
To draw your mouth.
For them to drill my mouth, and then on top of that, pull out something from in there like that. It just sounds creepy. Like once it's done, it's done. The last time I got the 2 bottom ones pulled out, they knocked me out, and I just remember waking up and couldn't stop laughing. So I don't want to end up like on TikTok or anything like that. It's the same crazy shit because so you know that place knocked me out and they didn't let me talk to anybody for a bit, which was nice. Which was nice, but I was cracking. I felt so embarrassed too that I couldn't stop laughing. So that's the only thing about the top 2 is like I'm just like hesitant to do it because I don't want to go through that experience, but I need to get it done as soon as possible. So yeah, getting old.
I know. I'm right there with you. Like, so my body's just been breaking down on me like this whole year.
Oh no!
And so I had the shoulder thing, right,
Yeah.
where I couldn't move my shoulder for the longest.
How's that been? No.
It's good. My shoulder's good now.
Nice.
So right after my shoulder happened, like my knee just, I've been feeling so much pain in my knee. I've been limping everywhere.
Oh God, yeah.
So now my knee's finally getting better.
Yeah.
Little by little, I'm no longer limping. It's still
Yeah.
bothering me, but there's no more limp.
Are you still getting massages and stuff like
Yeah.
that too? Oh, good.
And now my wrist is just like, hey, I don't want to play no more either.
Stop. Take a break. It's okay to take days off.
I need my sleep, man.
Go for a walk. Stress out your feet for a little bit. Oh my God.
At this point, I'm gonna start a fire.
Stop. What happened to Jose? Spontaneous combustion?
Wasn't spontaneous,
It was planned.
but there was definitely combustion.
Oh my God. Stop. Inappropriate.
It doesn't sound like me at all. But yeah. Oh, and then so I've been craving like peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right?
Random.
Yeah, and I had peanut butter and I had jelly. But I didn't have any bread.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna pick up bread, but first I'm gonna make sure that I have peanut butter and jelly, right? So I went and I checked my cupboard. I had peanut butter.
Okay.
I checked my fridge. I had jelly.
Yeah.
And then I even checked the expiration dates, right?
Yeah.
And like my jelly doesn't expire till like June 2022,
Got it.
and my
Peanut butter.
never expires or whatever.
Okay.
So I went and got my bread. Came back, started making my peanut butter and jelly. I opened up my jelly and it's just molded, and I'm like, "What the fuck?
What?
Like we're nowhere near June 2022."
What? That's
Well,
weird.
we got a month now, but
Did you sneeze on there or something? Maybe that's why I molded it faster. Like last time
you have a
you had
sneezing as
jelly.
your jelly.
Last time you had jelly, you just hit, you sneeze, right? And then it was like kind of in the general area of the jellies. I'm just saying.
Is that how that works?
I don't know. Just make shit up. This is our science segment of our science segment. Like where we make shit up.
All right. Welcome to Fox News, everybody.
No.
Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
Definitely. Let's do it.
All right. So we have the news coming up next. We finally have a recap of the rest of season 12 of Doctor Who.
The rest of it, though, which is a good thing. It's over. Well, we'll get into that.
We have 2 episodes of Halo, The Reckoning and Solace. We have MoonKnight, the episode Asylum, and Pokemon.
Yes. Why do I feel like we missed something? Nope, that's it. You're right. I still haven't seen Doom Patrol, so we'll catch up on that.
Either way, I sent you a list and I said, "Is this it?" And
I know.
You said yes.
And I noticed. I even went back to the list today. I was like, let me make sure there was no Doom Patrol because, I haven't watched it yet. So
it was a really good episode too.
I know.
Then I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch at this point because it's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah, we'll catch up for sure.
Eventually. So Jaime.
Hi.
I got some news for you.
What's up?
All right. So Netflix show cancellations. You know how Netflix wants to charge us more money now and cancel the shows that everybody's watching?
Yeah, and then charge you for adding on accounts to your thing.
Yeah. So according to the Wrap, the streaming giant has pulled the plug on numerous projects in development. The animation department has been hit the hardest. On April 21st, Netflix announced that it had lost 200,000 subscribers since the beginning of 2022.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't include, because they actually lost 700,000.
Okay.
But 500,000 of those were people in Russia that they're no longer
able to access stuff. Oh, okay.
It is the largest drop off in a decade. It's been unclear like which projects exactly have been cut. We know for sure Bright 2 is one of them.
Oh.
Did you watch the original Bright?
I did. I actually kind of liked it though.
I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool premise.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like it as much. I've heard Carnival Row is kind of similar to that. It's a show on Amazon Prime, and I haven't watched it, but I hear really good things.
And it's like about like fairies and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it's kind of yeah.
I think so. I feel like I can picture what you're talking about, but I'm not sure. But a Bright I liked. I liked it because, like you said, the whole idea.
It's a really cool idea.
Yeah, it's a really cool idea, and then. I kind of liked it. I just felt like there was so many more questions that I had that were left unanswered. Yeah, it could have been a series. Yeah, and but then again, it was Will Smith, and from what I've heard, he's not one to do sequels like very often. Like it's kind of like one of those rare situations.
Unless it's Bad Boys
or
Jesus
MIB.
Christ, Bad Boys needs to stop.
Wasn't he in MIB? Like
yes,
a
the
few
first 3.
Yeah. So I mean, there's specific things that he'll do it, but I just heard it's not a thing. But I mean, then again, situations now. So
yeah. The Witcher, Stranger Things, Arcane, and Squid Game seem to all be safe, of course.
Okay.
They're giants.
This is the final season of Stranger Things as well, from what I've heard.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, that kid's like 40 now, right?
And it looks like one of the kids isn't even going to be in this series anymore.
Really?
Yeah, the African American kid. Yeah, but I mean that's just what I saw on the trailer.
Oh, I didn't even watch the trailer.
Oh, okay.
I know that I've seen the first 3 seasons. Yeah. I know the first season I really enjoyed. The second season was fine. The third season just didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's like with certain shows, there could be another season, right?
Yeah. Like Titans.
No more seasons of that.
But cliffhangers.
No, but I'm saying like some of them are worth additional, But Stranger Things, I feel like one season could have been enough. Of it. It's
like if you have the story for it, make another one.
Yeah.
But
don't force it.
Like Lost.
Don't force it.
Did you ever watch Lost?
Yeah, and I wanted to I loved Lost up until it just like, oh my god.
Because the writers it was supposed to be a 1-season thing.
Yeah.
Lost was supposed to be a miniseries.
Yeah.
And they just kept like ordering more episodes, and they were like, okay, let's just make more.
Yeah.
They had no idea where the stories were going.
Yeah. And that's what I like about it, like a lot of like European shows or from the UK is that they end, or even anime. There's certain anime,
Yeah,
not all anime.
There's like 900 episodes to like One Piece
or Naruto has gone on forever. But
hate that fucking kid.
But like things like Death Note ended. Evangelion, one of the like their like a hugely popular one, it ended. Except there was remakes and stuff like that, but it ended. And sometimes you just gotta quit. While you're ahead, or if you want to visit that world, but just in a different manner, then that's fine. Another show that's doing that, Walking Dead, it's dead, dude. Like it's been dead for like a few years now. And there was gonna be a spinoff with
I have
spoilers.
that
All right, but yeah, Walking Dead could have ended a long time ago too.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And they're
Yeah.
still gonna make the 3 movies with Rick.
Who's gonna even watch that at this point? You know, like I forget. Rick doesn't even exist anymore to me in my head. You know, so it is what it is, I guess.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But Ghostbusters VR, how do you feel about that?
Is it like I don't really know much about it. Tell me about it.
So Meta has announced a new Ghostbusters co-op game published by Sony Pictures Virtual Reality and developed by Endreams. It was announced alongside a brief trailer showing an original cast of characters exploring an abandoned factory with their ghost hunting gear. So it's the second Ghostbusters co-op title to be announced recently. In March, we learned there was a Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed for PC and consoles. This one's just going to be a virtual reality experience that you could play with up to 3 friends.
I think maybe I have heard about this. I think there's an actor that was an iZombie that's also going to be like one of the voices in the game. So that's cool. I mean, it makes sense for a VR game too. Like you're going to be in that environment type of thing.
And if they do it right, they can really like lean into that scary aspect.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So no release window as of yet. Sony announced that a 5th movie is in the works though. No talents were announced, but we could probably guess it's going to have the same cast as Afterlife.
I hope so. I hope it's those kids because they're really great.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that movie a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, one of them was a throwaway. The other girl.
Stranger Things kid.
Well, the Stranger Things kid, at least it was her brother, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, there was no reason for him to be in this movie.
Yeah, just a drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but the other 2 kids were really funny, really great at it. So, yeah.
And Paul Rudd.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Well, yeah.
I like Paul Rudd.
Cool. I mean, I like him too. Just it was like okay in that movie. Cool.
Oh, what were you expecting? Ant-Man?
Yes.
I get it.
Crossover Ghostbusters, you know?
So Misha Collins had to apologize. You don't remember who Misha Collins is, right?
It's the guy from that show that you watch a lot.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The one with the mythical things. Unnatural? No, supernatural.
Yeah, so Misha Collins was my favorite character on that show.
Okay, cool.
But he had to apologize. So at a fan convention in New Jersey, when asked about any habits he picked up during the pandemic, he answered by saying that he discovered that he wasn't as much of an introvert as he thought, that he liked being around people, that he just, I guess he doesn't like to do it all the time. But what was a little weird was that he then asked the audience, like, how many of you consider yourself introverts? How many extroverts? How many bisexuals? I'm all 3. So people thought that he was coming out as bisexual.
Oh.
But he was just making a joke. He's been married to his wife like since he was 16.
Oh,
which is
okay.
impressive. But he said, I want to deeply apologize for misspeaking this weekend. This was not my intention, so I need to correct the record. I am not bisexual. I happen to be straight, but I am also a fierce ally, and the last thing I want to do is falsely co-opt the struggles of the LGBTQIA plus community. I believe and fully support that we need to sanctify the human rights to express our identities honestly and to be free to love whomever we choose to openly. My clumsy attention was to wave off actually discussing my sexuality, but I badly fumbled. And understand that was seen as me coming out as bisexual. So, yeah, so he's not bisexual.
Oh, okay. Damn. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, like, yeah.
Well, people were upset
that he faked being bisexual for a second. Okay. I mean, okay. like it's. I mean, if he's not, then it was random, like to add it in, I guess, but I guess maybe were people offended because were like introverts offended? Is that what it was?
No, it was people thinking that he was trying to do just that, like co-opt the experience, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, maybe he is, and it's just not. He wasn't as ready as he thought to like express himself about it. I don't know. People just maybe it came out, by accident.
Yeah, I mean, in Supernatural, because they always like what's it called? Shipped him and Dean. Mm-hmm. Like they're like, oh, these 2 characters would be like the perfect couple. Mm-hmm. And at the last episode or the penultimate episode or something, he kind of comes out and tells Dean that he's really in love with him.
Oh wow, okay.
And so, but then he dies.
Who was Dean though? Like in the show, it was just like
Jensen Ackles.
no, but I mean in the show, because they weren't brothers. Like the two guys weren't brothers.
No. Castiel is an angel,
Okay.
and
Castiel was who?
Misha Collins.
Misha. Okay, and
Yes.
then somebody else was.
Sam and Dean are the brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, Sam and Dean are the brothers. Misha Collins was an angel.
Yes,
Got it. Okay. I haven't watched the show.
we can tell, but you hide it well.
Thank you. I try.
So John Wick Chapter 4.
I only saw one chapter, so I have a lot to catch up on.
So the story isn't great in
Okay.
John Wick, honestly.
Yeah.
But the action is fantastic.
Yeah,
The
and-
action more than puts up. Yeah, because Keanu Reeves is excellent at action.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to act.
He doesn't need to talk.
Yeah, just
Poor guy.
I love him.
Yeah.
Fantastic guy from everything I hear.
Yeah.
But he just his acting isn't great.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be a while till we see the new John Wick. Lionsgate teased the next installment with an image of a less groomed Keanu Reeves at CinemaCon.
Okay.
Details of the plot are still vague.
Mm.
But Barry season, you never watched Barry before, have you?
No.
It's a show on
No.
HBO. It's on its third season right now. And Barry is a very good show.
Okay.
It's a show about it's a hitman that he gets hired to kill an actor.
Okay.
And when going to his acting class, he decides that he wants to be an actor too.
Oh, okay.
So he ends up joining like this acting class.
Yeah.
It's a really funny show. It's dark and funny.
Yeah, this guy was on SNL.
Yes, Bill Hader.
Bill Hader, there you go.
Yes.
Can't remember his name.
So Rotten Tomatoes has announced that not only is the season certified fresh, but it in fact holds 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
And this is what season?
Season 3.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Barry makes its belated return on screen without missing a step, retaining its edge as one of television's funniest and most unsettling offerings. In the review, Vulture writes, "It's so good this season that I not only want to recommend it to Vulture readers, I want to hand out flyers to random people on the street imploring them to watch. The laughter is loud, and that makes the terrified silence more deafening. It's been 3 years since the last episode because of the pandemic.
Oh,
the
damn.
pandemic happened a week before they were set to shoot season 3.
Damn, crazy. And Bill Hader's a really funny guy. I've
Bill
seen him on
Hader is
SNL.
very funny.
Yeah.
And that's why it's such a juxtaposition to see him, because there are times when stuff is happening and you're laughing and you don't understand why.
Yeah. Did you ever see that Drew Barrymore series? She was supposed to be like a zombie, and then it was supposed to be like she was a zombie. She would only eat bad people though. It was something along those lines, and I try to watch that and I try to enjoy it.
That's not a thing.
It is a real thing. I just can't remember what it's
iZombie?
called. No, that's a separate show. Because at least that one was kind of interesting. Like the way she would only eat people who were like already dead to like try to figure out why they died type of thing. Because she also like her in iZombie is what I'm talking about. She adopted the personalities of those people every time she ate the brains, or like kind of situations that happen around them, and then be the investigator type of thing. But Drew Barrymore was just killing like
Dexter?
Like Dexter, except she was eating people because she kind of had to, because she was like a zombie or some shit like that.
I have never heard of this.
I'll find out the name of it and I'll get you. What? Oh yeah, Santa Clarita Diet. That's what it's called.
Oh, I
Santa
have heard of this,
Diet. Yes,
but I have never seen it.
Yeah, I tried to watch it, and I really tried to watch it, but it was just so weird because it's funny, and then like blood and shit everywhere. Not really shit, but like blood everywhere and guts and her eating people. It was just like, oh, I couldn't do it. Like I watched like probably 2 or 3 episodes and then gave up because it was just like, oh.
Yeah, Atlanta is another show that does that very well.
Okay.
Where you're laughing at things that you have no idea why it's so funny, because it's such a dark moment.
Yeah, I feel like I said that because I felt like this show was trying to be that way. Like it was trying to be funny and it was dark, but it just didn't do it for me. That's all I was saying that.
I get you.
But,
yeah, like in the last episode of Atlanta, spoilers, if anybody's watching
spoilers.
Atlanta. So Atlanta, what it's doing in this season, it's giving you a wider look at the world of Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
Because like I've said before, it almost feels like this takes place in a different dimension.
Okay.
Because things are just so weird.
Yeah.
But we follow a family that, like I said, you don't always, in this season, you don't always follow the main characters. Mm-hmm. And the stories that are happening so far all seem kind of random.
Yeah.
And in this episode, we follow this white family who their nanny dies, and their nanny is from Trinidad and Tobago, and the little boy really misses the nanny, so they take him to the funeral, and like they just see how like her family lives and everything. And there is a part in there where people just start fighting at the funeral, and I was laughing so hard because of just the way it all just unfolded.
Whoa.
And everything just happened, and people just started throwing fists, and I'm laughing so hard, and I'm just like, why is this so funny?
Wow. At a funeral.
Yeah, at a funeral.
I feel like I gotta watch this show.
It is a great show. I absolutely love this show, and I will suggest it to anybody who will listen. Go watch Atlanta, people. So you alluded to this earlier. Melissa McBride exiting The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Variety has confirmed that Melissa McBride has exiting the Daryl Carroll spinoff of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Which, it does need to stop.
It just, and I really like Daryl and I really like Carol. Like, they were both great characters,
and they had great chemistry together.
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
exactly. You could have done this probably like 4 years ago. You know, like how many seasons has it been since? Like,
well, it was announced back in 2020.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. Pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So, and it sucks. It's unfortunate. From what and you're probably going to jump into this too, but I guess she didn't want to really relocate and live in a different country for a whole year while they did this. So, it makes sense, you know, it makes sense. It sucks, but I don't know if we need it anymore. You know,
I'm just wondering how Daryl's going to get from Atlanta to.
Yeah. Who knows where they're even at right now?
Aren't they still in Georgia?
I don't fucking know. I
Probably
stopped watching the show.
I
stopped watching the show. And then there was that other spinoff, like Fear the Walking Dead, which was trash. It was so bad. It was, and all the
Fear the
characters.
Walking Dead was terrible.
And somehow it did like 5 seasons or something like that.
I think it's still on.
It's still going.
And,
see,
and I think they killed off all the characters from the beginning.
Exactly, like the original characters.
And it was terrible, and I wanted to like it so bad because like I love zombie stuff.
Yeah,
but just Fear the Walking Dead was so bad.
Yeah, and it wasn't. It like stopped being about zombies. It was like everybody just like turning on each other. You know, people just turning on. And Walking Dead was doing that too. Like it was just like we went to a new town and the governor was out to get us.
Well, I mean, the show is never really about the zombies. Yeah, it's about the human drama in the face of adversity. Yeah, type thing.
Yeah, there should have been more zombies.
I agree. I always agree with. Even there should have been. Oh my god, Nemesis Dying Light is so good.
I think you've been telling me about that.
Dying Light, it's
with Rosario Dawson.
It's one of those fucking games where you're like, okay, I'm gonna play for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go to sleep. And then it's like, fuck, I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
I guess no sleep for me today.
Stop. Go to sleep. This is why you don't sleep. Stop.
But it's such a fun game.
Sleep.
Especially like once you unlock like more of the parkour stuff and you up your stamina so you could run longer.
I wonder if it's on the Switch. Oh no, I need to stop buying stuff on the Switch. I love my Switch. I really love my Switch. But Dead by Daylight I feel does not process as well as I want it to on that game. Like it I can see when I add certain add-ons that it doesn't work, and so I'm just thinking about this game that you're saying. Like, I probably shouldn't buy it on the Switch if it is a thing. So
yeah, great game though.
Yeah.
So David Tennant finally addressing rumors to returning as Doctor Who at German Comic Con.
Oh my god.
He goes, "I've been asked a version of this question for the last 20 years." Which, damn,
it's been 20 years since he was a doctor.
He was a doctor in 2006 to 2009. So
Jesus. We've been watching this a long time.
Yeah, because it came back in 2005 with Christopher Eccleston.
Oh, wow.
So, damn. Yeah. So, I've been asked a version of this question for the last 20 years, and I've learned through bitter experience that there's not any point in me answering it because whatever I say is spun by whoever wants to hear it.
Yeah.
There's no point in me denying it. There's no point in me confirming it. There's no point in me fudging it. Whatever I say will become whatever the internet wants it to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be quite weird idea, and it's not something that you necessarily expect from Doctor Who. That's all I can. I'm not going to try to give any more than that because what's the point? Which, yeah, he's right.
That's true.
People are going to spin it. People are going to assume he's Andrew Garfielding it.
Yeah, yeah. Regardless, right? Either way, yeah, he's not. It's not. Yeah, he's not. Even if he answers, even if he just says no, I'm not going to do it anymore. It's going to be like, oh yeah, you're just lying to us.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Which I love David Tennant. Yeah. Definitely one of the best doctors. Yeah. I don't need him back.
Yeah.
Like I do want something different.
Yeah.
I do want different stories. I do want to see the way another actor portrays a character at this point.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see him back as the 10th Doctor. I don't need him back as the new 14th Doctor now.
Yeah. Yeah. It in my head, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
So HBO Max releases numbers on the Snyder Cut. In the wake of the release of the Batman on HBO Max, they have released a number on the blah blah blah.
You got this.
In the wake of the release of the Batman on HBO Max, they have released the numbers on the Snyder Cut. 2.2 million people tuned in to watch the Snyder Cut in its first week. Meanwhile, 4.1 million people tuned in for the Batman, which was that much bigger considering it also had a theatrical release. So 760 million, I think, is what it made in theaters.
Okay.
Plus, then it went and made another 4.1 million viewers. So that's actually giant.
Wow. For the Batman, right?
For the Batman.
Okay.
So clocking it at 3 hours while the Snyder Cut is still a 4-hour movie, it's still it's a big difference.
Yeah.
And the Snyder Cut also received an entire meme wave of criticism and mockery for its 4-hour experience.
Mm-hmm.
While the Snyder Cut did give HBO Max a huge bump in sales, it seems that it still did less than Wonder Woman 84, which was also a terrible movie.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 84 was not good.
Yeah, sadly. It could have been so much better, too.
It should have been so much better. Like, Cheetah
should have been the main focus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Pedro Pascal, whom I love. Like,
Great.
he didn't need to be in this.
He did not need to be in this. No.
It was...
No. And Cheetah could have been the main focus. I feel like Cheetah, I can't remember the actress's name. Do you know the actress's name? She's from SNL.
Kate McKinnon? No.
No.
That's not Kate McKinnon.
No.
It is...
Kristen Wiig. Thank you. Kristen Wiig is great, and she could have been just the star villain, but they didn't do that with her.
And it does, and it didn't make sense. Like that was the worst part. It didn't make sense. That whole Chris Pratt taking over somebody else's body thing.
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
I mean, not Chris Pine. Wrong Chris.
Racist. Yeah, it didn't need to be a thing, or it could have just been him, and like he could have just came back to life temporarily, right?
If you were doing
that was the wish.
A wish stone, then it should have just had him come back.
Spoilers, guys.
Like, there was no need for.
Yeah,
this movie was spoiled.
Yeah. Ryan. Spoil Ryan. Anyway.
The Batman 2 is officially happening.
Cool.
Battison and Batman and Matt Reeves will be returning.
Cool.
That's all I got on it.
Okay. Party.
But Batgirl, Warner Brothers is thinking about is rethinking the whole HBO Max release, and they're thinking about a theatrical release at first.
For what?
For Batgirl.
Oh, Batgirl.
Yeah, so Toby Emmerich is considering whether debuting Batgirl in cinemas first could even further the film's success in the wake of the Batman's impressive numbers. So, like I mentioned, Batman made the 760 million in theaters, plus then it went and made more that much money in in bumps in
digital release. Yeah. Okay.
No, in HBO Max.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah. But they're thinking about this, and if they do it, it looks like they'll also be increasing the budget for the special effects. So no launch date still has been given, but it's supposed to be released by the end of this year sometime.
Got it.
So Sony makes bad choices.
Yeah, and they've become the new DCEU, in my opinion. Like, at least the DCEU is going, in a positive direction, where I feel like Sony is. Wait, were we going to talk about movie releases? Is that what we're talking about, or are you going to talk about something completely different than movie releases?
Well, I mean, no, keep going where you were going.
I feel like they're going south with their attempts to create a Spider-Verse. It's annoying me. It's bothering me. And I heard something about something coming out sometime soon, but I can't remember. Oh, that random character that nobody knows is going to be played by some random musical artist that I'm not sure of. Okay, go.
That's the thing I'm doing here. Another announcement that came from CinemaCon is Sony's expansion of their Marvel characters by bringing El Muerto to life with the massive acting talent of Bad Bunny.
That guy.
I don't need it.
And that's what I'm saying. That this is my point right now. Was like, yeah, we don't need it. You're creating a universe. They're trying to create a Spider-Verse, right? Because he's a Spider-Man villain, is he not? And so we don't need a Spider-Verse. We don't need a Spider-Verse. That's all I can say. We don't need villain movies.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can call him a villain. So here's the character bio. Okay. The character of El Muerto, a.k.a. Juan Carlos, was a superpowered wrestler who originally fought Spider-Man in a charity wrestling match in which he nearly unmasked a web singer before being stung by Spider-Man with a paralyzing poison. After his oppressor, El Dorado, came to claim his life, he was saved by Spider-Man, after which the two teamed up to defeat El Dorado. Sony is rushing to get El Muerto made because of Bad Bunny's persistence to finding the right superhero property for himself. So Bad Bunny is the one that went through the whole catalog and found this character and said, I want to make this movie. And Sony said, we're on it.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
they're trying to move fast to try to get it in between this guy's busy touring schedule.
Sounds like a mess.
It's gonna be a mess.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
so the
Yeah.
So Bad Bunny has he's gonna be in the new Bullet Train movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
The one with Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah, like I said, every time I see a commercial for this,
Yeah.
it makes me want to watch it more.
When does it come out?
July 27th, I believe. I'm not sure, but I think.
It's called Bullet Train?
Yes.
Okay.
So he was also in Narcos Mexico and
July 29th, by the way.
oh, close. I knew it was by my birthday. He's also coming out in this movie called Cassandro with Gael Garcia Bernal. So this film already has a release date of January 12th, 2024.
Wow.
Madam Web.
Another Spider-Verse movie.
So this is something that I'm a little confused about because I've heard that Dakota Johnson is going to be Madam Web, but I've also seen reports that Sydney Sweeney is playing Madam Web. And I just read something that said Sydney Sweeney and Dakota Johnson as Madam Web, but the movie has received a release date of July 7th.
What year?
I don't know. I think I would have written that down. So along with the announcement of the release date of the new Madam Web movie that everyone is raving about, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 is moving to June 2nd of 2023, which means that Part 2 is now delayed to March 29th of 2024.
God damn it.
I know, like, those are good.
Those are good. I did want to see that. And Madam Web was July 2023 is what it says.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Sony is reportedly not even sure what the movie is about.
Madam Web?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
They said the project could turn into something else. That's a direct quote from Sony.
I don't doubt it.
It's concerning considering production is set to begin. Oh yeah, this year to meet its 2023 release date. It also seems to have the same writers that penned Morbius, Matt Sazama and Burke Sharpless. Let me tell you what these guys have written.
Okay.
They've written Dracula Untold, which got a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. 58 critics. 58 audience.
Okay.
So they also wrote The Last Witch Hunter, which got an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes, 43% with the audience.
Jeez.
Gods of Egypt, which got a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
37 audience.
Wow.
Power Rangers seemed to be their highest rated critical movie at 51%, 65% audience. And of course, they penned Morbius at 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. 71% audience, which surprises me.
Crazy. People are just crazy.
But how do these guys
maybe because
keep
it's a
getting work?
Marvel title.
But how do these guys keep getting work?
I was gonna say that. Like, how do they just keep getting? Who gives them money?
Sony?
Sony. What are you doing? Like, why are you giving these people money if they've been giving you that these last however many years it's been? Like, dude, I
don't know, man.
And then to now have them on like Spider-Verse stuff, aside from like the animated one, right? The Spider-Verse stuff. It's just stop, please stop.
Especially when you're not Marvel.
Yeah,
like you don't have, and the way they're doing it, like that Kraven the Hunter movie. I don't need it, man.
Yeah,
and I like Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, and then the end credit scene. The end credit scene in Spider.
Oh my God, that was terrible.
Morbius, like it made no sense.
Point.
Yeah, it made no sense. So why stop? Just stop. Make it make sense. At least make it make sense.
Build something.
Yes.
Don't just throw stuff at. Yeah. Don't throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Well, and this is what I'm saying. Like DC,
that was a Spider-Man pun, by the way.
Well, DC was doing that, right? They're just picking like random things. Some of them stuck, thankfully. Some of them were better than we expected.
Wonder Woman and Shazam, right?
Yeah, and well, even like their TV stuff now. Peacemaker was really good.
Peacemaker was fantastic.
Yeah, Suicide Squad. Who knew, right? Well,
do you really want?
exactly. See, there were really good things, right? Even the Harley Quinn stuff, right? Finally, something stuck. So don't do that, Sony. We don't need everything thrown at us for sure. I like Spider-Man stuff, but I don't want everybody to have its own movie.
Me too. And yeah, you're right. I don't need they don't need their own movies.
Yeah.
They could have done Morbius in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
They could do Kraven in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like all of these characters are secondary characters for a reason.
Yes. Right.
And you can't just throw a character at me and then be like, "Hey, remember this guy?"
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a movie.
Here's 2 hours of him.
Yeah.
Figuring out who he is because he is deeply troubled.
Yeah.
God damn it. So Gunn defends Pratt. Fans are still calling for the cancellation of Chris Pratt because he's part of a church that promotes anti-LGBTQ plus views and not being part of the Democratic gatherings. Gunn took to Twitter to share his support of Pratt, responding to someone who said, "Marvel, hear me out. Replace him." Gunn responded, "For what? Because of your made-up, utterly false beliefs about him? For something that someone else told you about him that's not true? Chris Pratt would never be replaced as Star-Lord. If he ever was, we would all be going with him." When asked if he's cool with Pratt sharing homophobic views, to which Gunn replied, "He isn't. I know the church he currently goes to. Do you? The answer is you don't. But you heard from someone who heard from someone who heard from someone where he goes to church, so decided, yeah, okay, I'll believe this terrible thing I heard about him online. I heard online about this celebrity." Reports have denied him being part of the controversial Hillsong Church, which is likely what Gunn was referring to. But it's reported that the Zoe Church is thought to have ties to the Hillsong Church. So here's
Which is where he goes to church.
Yes.
Okay.
So here's my thing. Not everyone is gonna like you. Not everyone is gonna accept you. Grow the fuck up. That's it.
Yeah.
Like you can't just be like, "Oh, let's cancel this person because he has his own beliefs." Let him believe what the fuck he wants. Like it is literally not affecting you. Just like what you do is not affecting him. Like not everyone has to accept you. And I know that it's probably a fucked up thing to say. It's probably fucked up, but your rights don't trump his. Is what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
Like free speech goes both ways.
Yeah.
You should be able to express yourself and do whatever you want and like who you want, support who you want. He should be able to do the same.
Right.
So even if these things are true, so the fuck what?
Yeah. At the end of the day, and I don't, and I'm just thinking, I don't know how much more Star-Lord we're gonna get anyway.
Well, I think this is the last movie.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, so and I'm not saying disregard certain things, right? Like, I think the point that you made was a really good point. That those all kinds of people exist. It's it's just part of the American culture. Sadly, if of course, if they believe a certain thing, that certain people shouldn't have rights and blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah, don't go watch him.
Yeah,
don't go watch his movie.
Yeah, like if you really don't want to, don't.
Like
exactly.
that's it.
And that's the only thing you can do, right? Like, is how do you stand up to a person like that? Because number one, they're not like your neighbor or anything like that, right? He's a celebrity, right? Don't watch him. Don't support his
and also
his
what he believes has no effect on you,
Mm-hmm.
like none whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just like, for instance, you getting married does not affect him.
Right.
Him not liking you doesn't affect you.
Right.
Like I once heard somebody say, like, somebody not liking me is not my. It sounds like their problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's a very good point. Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like this whole. I'm fine with canceling Gina Carano just because I could never stand her.
She's also really crazy, but I mean, like, and I'm just saying, like, I don't think
the misinformation there. That's a little more important.
I was gonna say, that too, but I'm just thinking, even with what's her name, Black Panther, Shuri. Like it's kind of the same thing. Letitia Wright. Like misinformation again. It's different. I haven't heard, what Chris Pratt has said about anything to do with me. I
haven't heard anything either.
Yeah,
it's the fact that he's associated with this church.
Yeah,
that's really what it is.
Yeah, and
like I said, they could come out and be like, "Oh, Chris Pratt hates Mexicans tomorrow," and I'm like, so the fuck what? Has no effect on me whatsoever. Oh, like, yeah, I'm still gonna wake up tomorrow and do exactly what I do every day.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go watch his movies anymore though. Myself,
Oh, because you're a hardcore Mexican. We all know that.
Shut up, Jose.
So Spider-Man was censored.
What What Spider-Man
Tobey Maguire's first Spider-Man.
was censored?
Yes.
Why?
So fans have rejoiced after the controversial line from the 2002 superhero flick was cut in a recent broadcast in Britain's ITV.
What did he say?
Oh, you really don't remember?
I don't remember.
The broadcast slashed a homophobic scene in which Toby insults another character during a wrestling match. Do you remember this scene?
No.
That's a cute outfit. Did your boyfriend make it for you?
Oh. Okay, now I remember it. But okay.
They removed Peter Parker's homophobia.
Okay.
And viewers praised the cut for the script lines.
Cool. Party. When did that movie come out?
2002.
Okay. I mean, that's it. Like, okay. Like, I wasn't thinking about that part.
Nobody
in the
was.
movie.
Like, oh, thank God we solved homophobia.
Oh my goodness.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, were you insulted?
I mean, I don't remember it.
Would you have been insulted?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it crossed my mind even, you know,
okay,
because I did see it, like, obviously,
Yeah,
you know,
especially.
yeah.
I feel like when you're fighting somebody, you should be allowed to say whatever you want.
Okay.
The point is to hurt their feelings.
Oh, I mean, but okay,
Am I right?
Okay, no, well, but then, okay, how are you hurting somebody's feelings by calling them gay though? Like it doesn't make sense.
Because
you know?
if it's someone as
It doesn't
macho
need
as
to-
Macho Man,
Uh-huh.
like, it would hurt their
But
ego.
no, see,
No,
like,
I see what you're saying.
yeah, like
but
you
I was
don't
making a
need.
joke.
So nowadays, I don't feel like you need to do that stuff. Like it's stupid. It's like, who even says that anymore?
It is.
Like that's a very high
But
school
again,
thing.
2002.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I was in high school, by the way.
He is portraying a high school character
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah,
So like,
it's true.
who cares? Why
Yeah.
do you going back?
I get you.
And oh my God, praise them.
It's unnecessary.
It doesn't fucking need to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it happened. Learn from your mistakes. Don't let it happen in the future.
Yeah, I wonder if it would have, like, if they had left it in, like, what kind of controversy it would have caused. But I mean, then again, I'm not going back and watching that Spider-Man at this point. I mean, I'm not that type of person to like really just want to catch up on every single movie or even that, you know, like that era of
But
Spider-Man.
if you did, would you have been offended?
I mean, I think I would analyze it from a different perspective now, but I wouldn't be like, oh my God, it's so offensive, I'm going to die about this, you know, or be upset. That's just me. But because you can see things, right? You can, like, for example, we can talk about, for example, The Office, right? Mm-hmm. The Office can't work in this day and age, right?
No,
I mean, people still watch it, which is great. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off when I said that, when I did that. But it's like, people still watch it. But if they created that show now, it wouldn't. A lot of the stuff that happens and was said could not be said now. But then again, it was a different time, you know.
Imagine if they went back and just censored The Office.
There'd be no episodes. There'd be no show. And I understand why certain things are a problem, but we also have to understand that we can't just delete everything from life.
Not just that. People need to learn to separate reality from fiction.
Yeah, and it shouldn't continue. It shouldn't continue. Like, it shouldn't be a thing now.
But also,
you know?
but also, a lot of this stuff does mirror stuff that's really happening. And for you to just turn a blind eye and be like, "Oh, don't put it in this," it's this is kind of like censoring critical race theory. To me. Like, just because that you think that you find it offensive, you're just gonna delete it like it doesn't exist. Like that's not what life is.
I understand.
Like, all of this stuff, like, there are people like that. There are characters like that. There are people that make comments like that, but don't necessarily hate you.
Right. And that's very true. That is very true. I agree with that. But the thing is that some people could see it as like a way for it to just be okay. Well, look, I just saw it in this show. Why isn't it okay for me to say it? Or why isn't it okay for me to do this? Things like that. So it's definitely going to be hard to balance certain situations, you know?
But again, you're having a hard time separating reality from fiction.
Well,
because by your logic, it's like, well, I just saw Dexter kill a bunch of dudes. Why is it okay for him to do it, but not me? Why is it okay for Dexter to go on this killing spree? But if he says, "Oh, you're gay," like, all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, cancel him."
No, what I'm saying is that some people will. Well, I mean, things like this have happened before, and you're right though. You're right. You can't blame media, right? But you can only blame the people who take those things on, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So these things were going to happen regardless of whether it's on TV or not.
Got you.
It's it's asinine. Like there's no point. There's no point in all these censors, all these people that are free speech champions.
Yeah.
That are trying to stifle creativeness, I guess.
And on all sides, for sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Of course, all
Yeah.
sides.
Yeah, I get you.
But this doesn't solve the problems.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
And again, like, this line
Mm-hmm.
does not mean that Peter is homophobic.
Yeah, I never thought of it ever again myself. Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. It's just a throwaway line.
It doesn't.
Literally.
Yeah.
And like I said, like, I'm sure I've made homophobic remarks at some point. Does not mean I'm a homophobic.
Yeah, not in front of me, which is nice that I can recall.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
nice. I have. Can you remind me?
I mean, I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but
Like, oh yeah.
I know I made comments. I know I made comments insulting everybody at some point.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe when we first met, you might have said something like funny, but I can't recall.
No, and that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
to me, there is a difference. Like, there is power in words,
Mm-hmm.
but the power in the words is the power you give it.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'll be honest, like, I think certain things are funny when there's no hate involved. Because there is a difference. There is a difference in me telling you something.
I get you.
When I'm just joking,
Yeah.
as to me telling you something hatefully.
Right. Yeah.
There is a difference. There is a difference, and people need to differentiate what that difference is.
Yeah.
People need to take the stick out of their asses, and like,
Yeah.
is that a homophobic remark? People might take it that way.
They could. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they took it that way. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That was such a sad bell.
I get what you're saying. I completely get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I understand.
Yeah, like, it doesn't fix anything. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
So, Disney has refused to remove 12 seconds from the Multiverse of Madness that confirms America Chavez's LGBTQIA+ status, and mention of her two moms has led to the Multiverse of Madness being banned in both Egypt and Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
The sad part because of this is that Gomez is now facing media harassment for the ban. Xochitl Gomez?
No,
That's her name, right?
the actress?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's being bombarded with attacks on her most Instagram post. Many have blamed Gomez for the ban, with one commenter calling her the reason they can't watch the movie at the cinema.
But she is a gay character or bisexual character. Gay? Bisexual. I don't remember which she is, but
She's part of it.
but she's part of, yeah. So
she's part of the community.
It's a real thing in the comic book. It's a real thing in the comic books. It's part of the character is what I'm trying to say.
Well, another called the actress to get out of the Marvel universe and accused her of destroying Marvel for so many countries.
Wow.
Someone said they wish nothing but the worst for her. And another
Wow.
called for God to deprive her of happiness in her life.
And this person
Because
who's
that's what you
playing a
do.
role, like she's playing a role. Yes. But
No, but they took away the Spider-Man line, so I think we're good.
yeah.
This is cool.
No.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, the comments, like, mind you, she's
Yeah.
also 15.
Yeah.
These people are just hounding this 15-year-old girl because of a character she plays on TV, because now they can't watch it because their government sucks.
Yeah.
But we're worried about Spider-Man things.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but like, fortunately, the comments have been flooded with supportive comments since.
Yeah.
And she responded in an IG story, thanking those sending positive messages, sharing how it warms her heart.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, go flood her thing with positive feedback.
For sure. I can't wait to see Miss America.
I can't either. And I can't. Oh my God, Thursday.
Shut up. I got to wait till Sunday.
You loser.
Stop. Anyway. Stop.
I know, I'm so excited.
Stop.
No, what sucks is that I'm going to watch it Thursday and then I'm going to come and do the show and can't talk about it.
Wow. Well, why not?
Because you wouldn't have watched it.
If I'm watching this Sunday.
But we're doing the show Thursday.
Oh. Well, the following Thursday?
No.
This Thursday?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Got it.
'Cause
Oh,
so-
you bitch. I just realized that. God damn it, Jose. Oh, my God. Okay.
Jesus Christ. So more on Multiverse of Madness. Bruce Campbell has said that he's not sure if he's going to be making a cameo in the movie the way he normally does in a Raimi film. Bruce Campbell plays Ash Williams. Ash Williams in The Walking Dead. I mean, The Evil Dead.
Oh. He was in what movie? Sorry,
He
plays cameos in what
makes
movies?
a cameo in all the Sam Raimi's movies.
Oh,
So he's been in the 3 Spider-Man movies.
oh,
He's played a different character every time.
okay,
But he's been in all 3 of them. Like
Yeah.
just a cameo.
gotcha.
So he said, the Marvel guys, they make 8 of these movies at the same time. So they're always updating storylines. So my buddy Sam has had to add scenes that they told him he had to shoot, and he's removed scenes that no longer apply. So until May rolls around, I don't think even Benedict Cumberbatch knows if he's in this movie or not.
Wow.
I love Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all the news I have.
Cool.
Do you have anything else to add?
Actually, a little bit, yes.
All right, sweet. Give it to me.
We got some Dead by Daylight news. This is specifically revolving around the LGBTQIA plus community.
Homophobic. Couldn't even get that right.
There's a 2 in there as well. No, but
They're adding numbers now?
there's a number in there. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that
Jesus
alone.
Christ.
Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, we
You guys can't just commandeer the alphabet.
shut the fuck. Okay. This is a really funny thing, and I'm not making fun of the community, but there was a meme. There's a meme of a like how they decided the LGBTQIA plus, and it was like a cat walking across a keyboard. It's funny. I laugh.
No, now you're a homophobe.
Stop it.
You're going to have to remove this.
Stop it.
In
Stop
20
it.
years.
Anyway.
About 20 years ago.
Anyway, we got the new Pride flag has been added to Dead by Daylight as a charm. So
cool.
so the code is Pride 2022, and that's what it looks like. Just in case you didn't know, but I'm gonna post it on Instagram later on too. And on top of that,
That looks like Jamaica.
Jamaica? Oh, maybe because of the triangle part. Anyway, there's also one of the characters that has been announced as part of the community, and it's always been kind of like there's never been really like a lot of focus around the community. And from what I hear, like a lot of people are like real players. And in fact, there's a thing I can read from Behavior that they posted. It says one of the cornerstones of our vast and diverse community are our LGBTQIA2+ players who continue to elevate Dead by Daylight with their tireless passion for horror, gaming, and of course horror gaming. The fact that our character roster did not feature any person of the community representation was something we were determined to change upon consulting. Excuse me, that's a separate sentence. Upon consulting extensively with the GamerX organization, who shared their expertise in integrating LGBTQIA2+ themes into the established games, we felt confident in our chosen direction. So today, we are pleased to confirm that Dead by Daylight can officially celebrate the game's first gay character, David King. And it was so the character's already in the game, so he already existed. That's David King right there. He was not as flashy before. He did get like I guess he got a celebratory LGBTQIA2+ outfit. But he's been shirtless a lot, so I do have to say. But no, yeah, he's been officially declared as part of the community, which is great. I thought it was really cool. Really awesome for them to announce it, even alongside the charm that we got for the game. And it's been something that a lot of players kind of like talk about when I watch like YouTube, like certain players, they talk about that the games, like a lot of the community has helped the game grow and things like that. And they're really excited to finally see the representation, the actual coming out of one of the characters who it wasn't clear if he was or not before. And now he's officially part of the community. So I thought that was awesome.
Cool.
That's all the news that I have, Jose. Yeah. So that's it. That was all my news.
All right.
It's just cool because it's just, again, they're adding it. Now, another thing though that Dead by Daylight did that kind of bothered me is that they took the one character, who is very Latino looking, and made him less Latino with one of his outfits that they released recently. Jonah Vasquez is the one that I play and I check out all the time because he's a fat ass. But but his I was trying to find his outfit. They made him really look different. I think they shaved his beard off, his goatee that he had, and I don't like the outfit. I feel like it makes him look completely different, like than what he did before. So that's my disappointment in the game so far.
Okay.
Stop. But that's it. That's all the news that I have, Jose.
All right.
Bitch.
Okay, so I have been waiting to do this for a while now.
Okay.
But nobody understands my anger.
Okay.
Because nobody watches this.
Okay.
So everybody's just like, I don't even get what's going on.
Okay.
So we're finally gonna do a season 12 recap of Doctor Who.
Yes.
We have Fugitive of the Jadoon.
Yes.
Praxius, Can You Hear Me? The Haunting of Via Diodati, Ascension of the Cybermen, The Timeless Children, and Revolution of the Daleks, the New Year special.
Yes. A lot of stuff, and it's a lot of stuff, and
There's
again,
so much stuff.
And we're gonna have timestamps. But this conversation is definitely for us, like something that we were doing a little bit at a time, but I feel like we needed to just get it over with at this point.
I totally agree.
So we are now at that episode that I guess frustrates you the most.
Okay, so here's the thing. I have been wanting you to watch this episode for the longest.
Okay.
Because there's a few times where you would say, "Oh, you don't like Jodie Whittaker because she's a woman."
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
That has come up.
Okay.
Like, "Oh, do you think it'd be different if she was a man?" No, I think it'd be different if she was a better actress. The introduction of the Ruth Doctor proved that.
Yes.
Because immediately, the first time she says, "Hello, I'm the Doctor,"
you felt it.
Yes, exactly. You get the chills, and you're like, "Yeah, you are."
Yes.
Immediately.
Yes.
Immediately.
Yes.
And then you can't put someone of her caliber, with her screen presence,
with Jodie Whittaker
next to Jodie Whittaker, who's just this obnoxious little shit.
Yeah.
Even in the next episode where Ruth takes the gun, and she's like, "The Doctor doesn't use guns," and she's just like, "I know that, but they don't."
Yeah.
Like you
fucking up the thing.
You could see my frustration in Ruth's face.
Yeah, and of course, don't forget the writing though. This is about the writing though a lot.
But it shows you how a better actor can elevate shitty writing.
Yeah, in the end, I really want to see Ruth as a doctor. But it's like, how do you do it? Because obviously that's not what happened. Ruth is a doctor of the past. Yes. Somehow.
Well, they just went ahead and shit all over William Hartnell's legacy.
Yeah. Well, and let's talk about that, okay? Because this is how would you have explained? Because the doctors are the Time Lords are supposed to have 12. I feel like anyway. The Time Lords are supposed to only regenerate 12 times, right? We are beyond that at this point, right? So how do you think it could have been explained? It could have been explained that this doctor continues.
Which doctor?
This doctor. Well, the doctor continues to regenerate.
So they have the.
Because maybe I missed something. That's what I'm saying.
Well, they have the explanation when Matt Smith gets the new regeneration cycle.
Okay. What was the explanation?
The Time Lords give it to him. Like he's dying. He's already like, all right, I'm done. Like he's in the planet Christmas.
Okay.
And he's just like, I'm done. Like he's surrounded by Daleks. And he's just like, all right, I'm done.
Okay.
Like, I have no plan. This is it.
That's when he's going old too.
Yeah, that's when he gets old, and then this Time Lords give him an extra set of regenerations.
Oh, okay.
And that's how he gets another 12 regenerations.
Oh, okay.
Because Clara tells him like, you're only the 11th. Like you have one more regeneration. And he goes like, no, I had the zero. There was the War Doctor basically.
Yeah, from the movie, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and then and he's like, so I'm like that's it. Like those are my 12. And that
I didn't remember that, to be honest.
So he's given a new set here.
Okay.
And honestly, it was a flimsy explanation.
Yeah.
But it was an explanation. You know, like you understood. Like like they had no way to really write this out. For the show to continue.
Yeah.
The explanation they give here. Do you remember what the explanation is?
Yeah, well, it doesn't come from this episode.
It doesn't
come
right?
From this episode.
It comes
later
from,
on, the timeless children, right?
Yes.
So that basically she is the original Time Lord, right? Like the original. Like she came from like a different dimension, And it turns out that she's had
That she
more
is
lives.
special.
She's special. She's had more life. Oh, and that's what you don't like. You make a really
I
good point.
really don't like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like when you do that.
Yeah.
Like you take like the Doctor's always been this character who basically got bored in Gallifrey.
Mm-hmm.
The Doctor's explanation has always been, I wanted to see the universe, so I stole a TARDIS and ran away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, the Doctor's now a secret agent at some point.
Yeah, and that really bothered me. Like kind of the cross stories that they were doing. With I don't even know if it was in this episode or what episode. It happened.
Shit, I don't even know.
There was a certain point where like they were doing like a few different stories, and I think it happens in the I think it starts. I think it happens in the Timeless Children. The Timeless Children. Anyway, it was one of those. Oh no, it was in the Rise of the Cybermen episode, and I have it here because a man found a kid, just in a basket and then raised a kid. And so there was this, and the reason I'm jumping to this part is because there was just this explanation, right, of like this person grew up. His name was Brendan. He grew up and was a cop, and he didn't die for some reason in like a crazy accident when he was supposed to die.
Yeah.
But it turns out that he was actually a Time Lord. Mm-hmm. You know, he was the original Time Lord, the Doctor, exactly. The Doctor. And it was just, I didn't like the fact that they were doing like dual stories in a sense, right? Like it was just too much already going on, to then try to do this this whole other story, this whole other life of this man, and then add it on, to like, oh, it turns out this is the Doctor. And then why specifically that person? Like, why wasn't it like the stories of like the little kid, when they were growing up that they kind of explained in the Timeless?
Oh my God. That was just, and again, we got the master narrating that to us.
Yeah.
Tecteyun did this and Tecteyun did that.
Yeah.
Tecteyun, fuck you. Oh my God, I was so mad at this. Like I could feel my eye twitching.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the Fugitive of the Judoon.
Yes.
When we get the reveal, the Ruth Doctor reveal again. She was amazing.
Great.
She is amazing.
Yeah, I wish we could see her.
Yeah. She would have been a much better Doctor. She was a better Doctor.
She was.
But again, the writing is terrible, but this shows you how a good actor elevates bad writing.
Yeah.
Jodie Whittaker does not have that acting ability.
Yeah.
But not just that. Like, they break canon because when she discovers the TARDIS, it's the police call box.
Mm-hmm.
Canonically speaking, and I sound like such a fucking nerd.
They can't exist in the same place?
Well, no.
Oh.
The TARDIS doesn't take that shape until William Hartnell.
Oh.
Because he lands in 1920s London. The TARDIS takes the shape of the police call box to blend in, and the chameleon circuit breaks.
It gets stuck.
Yes. That TARDIS doesn't exist prior to William Hartnell. So why does the Ruth Doctor have one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point.
For him to tell you this show doesn't have a Bible just tells you that he doesn't watch the fucking show.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing writing for this? Like,
yeah.
He just added timeless regenerations because now the Doctor is special. The Doctors are also originally black.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, from what we saw,
And to me, this just tells you like what's the word? I'll think of the word later. You'll get a text from me like randomly. It shows you just how overzealous he was to cast the first black Doctor because he throws in Ruth at you just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And with paying no attention to what the story is.
Yeah.
Like what story he's telling. And then the whole Timeless Children thing is just one of the worst things ever because now again you're making the Doctor special and you're also invalidating River Song's creation because River Song received her regenerating abilities because she's conceived in the TARDIS in the time vortex.
Yeah. You know a lot about this. I forgot all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So the way that
deep dive.
in Gallifrey,
Yeah.
there's the Shobogans and the Time Lords, right?
Okay.
That's basically the peasants and the royalty
lords,
type thing.
yeah.
The lords.
Yeah.
The Time Lords have the ability to regenerate
Right.
by coming into contact with the time vortex.
Okay.
That's what grants them the ability to regenerate.
Oh, okay.
But they were only given 12 regenerations, so
Right.
they could kind of cap them, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so a Time Lord doesn't live forever.
Yeah.
So it's a way of regulating them.
So in this one, what they did instead is that they said they took the genes from the original Time Lord, from the Doctor, the original Time Lord, right, or the original species from a different dimension, and then implanted it into all the different ones. Oh, okay. So but again, it had nothing to do with the vortex thing that you were talking about.
Nope. So again, just invalidating River Song.
Yeah.
Invalidating William Hartnell as the first Doctor. That was just. I just wanted to see the universe.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And I do remember hearing a lot of like the completely like retcon the series, you know, it's like a lot of it got changed just in this one season because you know, like you said, whatever they were trying to do. But I feel like it did get it started getting offensive to me, you know, like in the sense of like they were supposedly this is supposed to be like a more woke Doctor, woke season, blah blah. That's what people have said, but it was like a lot of what they did was to instead like just like you said point it out so much, you know, so exaggerated that it was like, okay, we get it, you know, like we get it. And Praxius.
Oh,
there's a lot of preaching. I mean, in every episode, there's a lot of preaching. Yes. And in fact, Praxius, the episode of Praxius really annoyed the shit out of me. Okay, the whole there's a virus that came to an alien pathogen that now exists only in it came to Earth because of all the microplastics that we have. Mm-hmm. Of all the plastic that we have in our world, you know? And then on top of that, it's attacking humans because of the microplastics that we have in our system. It's like, dude, like I watch this show. I like sci-fi because again, it's sci-fi. It's not real, you know, like, and even certain things like you're trying to kind of implant these ideas into people, you know, that I'm just like, dude, like, leave me alone. Like, stop, you know, like stop. I thought it was crazy that they killed like one of the two girls who was doing like a podcast. Right, she died, and then homegirl at the end, her partner was just like,
forgets her.
I'm gonna go do a podcast with these two guys
just
now.
Completely forgets her. Like at first, she's like, I can't believe what happened to her.
Yeah,
and so you want to go travel with me?
Yeah. Wait, wasn't it?
It was a blog.
It was a blog, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is like, okay, how are you gonna explain this to like everybody, right? Everybody like that's been dealing with it, that's been watching your blog and stuff like that.
Everything that happens just happens as like it feels like a beat in it that they just need to hit this beat.
Yeah.
And there's no storytelling to it anymore.
There's not.
And the only time there is storytelling is when they literally sit there and tell you the story.
Yeah.
Like the master literally sat there and just told her everything.
Yeah.
And all you get is a shot of Sasha Dewan talking, looking really intense, and the Doctor looking really confused.
Yeah. A lot.
Oh my God. It's
yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was I again, and there was like alien birds in the Praxius episode, that's cool. Like it was something different at least, although it reminded me of like that one Raven, or was it called something
Face
about
of Raven?
The Face of Raven? Yeah, like with with all the birds. Yeah. And there was just so many things.
Don't put those two in the same.
There's so many things that like really like kind of happens that I'm like, okay, just people are dying and they're just like leaving. They're like, okay, yeah, you watch the crows. That one guy that got killed on the beach. Like, you watch the crows, we're gonna go inside. Good luck, you know. Like, and then he dies. Of course, he got killed. Like, what was he supposed to do? Just watch the birds, like, and get killed? That was the whole point of it. And it's because they're then introducing so many other fucking characters. So many. How many characters did we add to this? There's already 4 of them, right, traveling together, right? Mm-hmm. And then instead, now we got the two that were married, the 2 guys that were married, right? Mm-hmm. We got Suki, which again was offensive. She was an Asian girl, you know, but the way that anyway, and then she had a partner, which was the guy that died. Then the girl from Peru and fucking the other one. So that's. How many more? We got 6 other characters that we didn't need to have, you know? And of course, 3 of them died, you know? I don't know what happened to Suki. What happened to Suki? Did she die?
she injected herself
yeah.
with the cure because she turned out to be an alien too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she injects herself with the cure that the doctor found, and the doctor's like, you have different biology. We don't know how it's gonna react to you.
Yeah.
And she dies.
Yeah.
It's all right. So he is destroying the mystery of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Because although you always meet new characters with every Doctor, not all of them get to travel in the TARDIS.
Yeah. And it was like everybody.
Everybody gets in the TARDIS.
Yeah. Everybody. And then on top of that, it's like, and I say this again, like, I do feel like they don't even travel that much in the TARDIS. It's always like they end up finding like another ship that they can use, you know, like, because wasn't there a ship in this episode that they were gonna go, they were gonna something. It was underwater, and there was another like underwater ship that the only way it blew up in fucking space. They were in that ship for the longest time too. It was so random because they blew it up because it was where the virus was left.
Sure.
Yeah. I didn't like this episode. And then they lectured you about the microplastics, you know, and the things that you're drinking have microplastics and how the world is just infested with plastic, you know, and you guys could still change it every fucking episode. Like it really did that.
And we got the "Can you hear me" episode.
What'd you think about this episode? It was really bad. It was really bad.
This guy just shows up in your bedroom and fingers you.
Fingers your ear. Fingers your
That was the villain.
You're welcome. You're like, it was so weird. So the way they showed it is like his fingers detach, and then the way it like the detached part is what sticks in your ear. It was so weird. It was so weird. And then we get like Ryan's boyfriend. He's like, Ryan was hella gay in this moment with this random boyfriend. Like this guy, why did they make him seem so important? Like we had never heard of this guy before, right? And apparently he had depression or something.
Yeah.
And they were trying to make it a thing, right? Mm-hmm. And then, you know, in the end, like, it was like, in the end, it was like, oh, well, he got therapy. You know? Like, I understand. I understand that. Like, that's cool. But it was a weird story. Like, I wasn't sure who he was because of the way they just threw him in there. They really made him seem like he was really important to Ryan's life. And that's fine. Like, you can have family, friends not on the TARDIS, right? But at the same time, it didn't make sense the way they did it. Okay, like, that guy was possessed by the finger guy. With the weird ears, with the weird finger sticking out your ear, right? Then Yaz started getting possessed. By the way, what happened to Yaz's family? Are they dead?
I don't fucking know, man.
Are they dead? Did they kill them?
No, I think they left for something.
Why was she so depressed?
With her sister's like, "Oh, you're late," and they're gone. And I don't fucking know, man.
I swear they're dead because the way they said it was like it's been 3 years, and I didn't understand really the 3-year thing until like obviously that important cop, you know, like told her to revisit her. This is how much of a mess it was. There was just so many different things. That. Yeah, there were so many different things going on that it was exactly that. Graham was getting some magical message from a god who was trapped in a god and she needed to be saved. But it turns out that she was an actual villain with the finger guy. They're both villains. And what they wanted to see was chaos. And the way they did that is by sticking fingers in your ears and gave you nightmares. And then make your nightmares come to life. Oh, let's not forget, they also traveled to Aleppo. Aleppo?
Yes.
They traveled to Aleppo. And was that back in time? Or they traveled to like the past to where this girl had a finger in her ear and she created a nightmare monster, man, bear, pig, you know, situation, right? Why? Like, and then why did they travel back in time to go pick her up?
As it sounds.
It really is. It really is. It's like she traveled back in time to come back to the future to then like go out in space to then trap that one. But the hero of this episode was Man Bear Pig. He's the one that trapped the two. Anyway, the god, one of the gods, was pretending to be good, but really she was evil to be released. And then they both got trapped. I like the little animation though, I have to say. Like the story about them was cute, it was animated cute, but it was a mess of a story again. Like it was so much.
So
Chigaskas.
And you know what? Like I do think that is an interesting premise. The way they were talking about how this man is showing up in people's dreams.
Yeah.
And different people are seeing this man.
Yeah.
Like, that's a cool premise.
Yeah.
Especially because I think like there is like an urban legend about that. Like, oh, if you see this man in your dreams, like it's cool.
Yeah.
But this was aggressively bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And they could have done fine with it. Even the finger thing could have been fine. Because what they were trying to do was like similar to other episodes, you know, like that dark vibe, but it just went just so off the rails that I was like, the fuck? What just happened? Why did we go to Aleppo at all? You know?
And because they needed more characters.
It was for no reason. We have 4.
They needed more characters.
Yeah.
Just they don't know how to manage what they have.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really bad.
The Haunting of Villa Diodati, I think, was the best episode of this.
No. Okay.
No, that's not saying much. but in this bunch of episodes, I think that was the strongest episode.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of the Van Gogh episodes a little bit, like in a sense, because he's like a historical figure, right?
Mary Shelley. Well, Mary Shelley's one of the persons involved, and then the Byron, I don't remember his last name.
Yeah.
But Mary Shelley, and then so it kind of gives you an idea like how Mary Shelley came up with Frankenstein with the Cybermen. So like I thought that was a pretty good tie-in. Yeah. But just and then the fact that Graham was actually seeing ghosts, I thought was kind of funny. Yeah. At the end of the episode, where he's like, "Oh, why would he make like this woman and child?" They're like, "What? No. What woman?"
But see, then what was the point of that? Nothing. Because it was just more characters being added for no fucking reason. For no fucking reason.
Yeah, we're adding ghosts at this point.
Graham became really kind of annoying at a certain point even too, because I mean, he's funny, you know, it's funny, but it's okay, we're there, we get you, you're funny, you know? And it's like Ryan was then being a dick like all the time to Graham. And I'm like, I thought you guys got past this. I thought you guys were like, you know, pops, you know, and freaking his son, you know, like, or he's his grandpa now, you know? It's like, but he gets really annoying, like to each other too, and it's like it's awkward.
It was terrible. So in the Timeless Children, then you got the master who creates this mixture of Time Lords and Cybermen.
Oh, I'd have to say one thing because we totally forgot about Jack, Captain Jack coming back, and that was in the first episode. Well, they showed Captain Jack in the first one that we saw, Fugitive of the Jandun. Captain Jack was in that episode.
He was. Yeah, because I thought he was in the episode before that.
No, he was in that one because I sent you. I think that's when I sent you the picture.
That is, yeah.
I was actually really excited to see Captain Jack.
I was just going to talk about Captain Jack when we get to Revolution of the
Daleks. Okay, cool. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So, so the Master creates this hybrid race of Cybermen and Time Lords. Yeah. So where you kill a Cyberman and they regenerate into another Cyberman.
Cyber Lords. That's what I named them.
Yeah.
Or they did have a name though that he gave them. The Cyber Masters. That's what he called them. Why the fuck did they call them that? And not only that, but there were cyber drones. There were cyber ships. There were cyber every.
This is the Batverse all over
dude.
Again.
Every fucking thing they can add cyber to, they added it to it in this episode, and it was just. I mean, were they called cyber things before?
I don't remember them ever being called
like nothing specifics, right? But they dove so into the cyber tanks, the cyber fucking everything. Everything had to be named the cyber thing. It was annoying.
I don't know. Look, man.
Wait, but what were we gonna say about this episode?
Okay, so at the end of the episode, you have the doctor with this detonator. And she's like, I'm gonna blow everything up. And then she's like, I can't do it. Yeah. And then the old man comes and like, let me do it. And she's like, okay, yeah, you go ahead and you die. I'm gonna run.
Peace.
And the master's just watching.
Yeah.
The whole time he's like, wait, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing over there? Hey.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Where you going?
Yeah. They created this world with a bunch of other characters. That we added, right? There was the dad and his son. There was the leader, the female leader of the group, who would also then had 2 other like troops with her. There was this old man on this island. You know, there was like so many other characters that were added to this episode. And you know what would have been more impactful if you had at least taken some of the people from like past episodes, bring Rosa Parks into this episode and make her stand up to like the Cybermen, you know, and then
Rosa Parks doesn't stand for anybody.
That's a good point. But at the same time, it was like, okay, if you're gonna try to like bring homegirl from the past, you know, like I don't know, they try to create this like
emotional connection.
Yeah, emotional connection to these characters
without
who
earning it.
Nothing.
They Snydered it.
Yeah, they really did though. They really did, and it was like I mean, she looked familiar. She looked like somebody that might have been on the show in the past, the main leader, but I don't know who she is, you know, at this point. But it's like they created like this whole world that was about to be attacked by the Cybermen, right? And then it was just to like add more characters, and then like you said, that old man ends up like just sacrificing himself for no reason, and she was just like okay with it.
Yeah, she was just so fine with you do it. You go ahead and die.
That's a good idea. Your life is almost over. You're right. I can't regenerate. I can't regenerate even though I'm the original doctor
that has unlimited
regenerations at this point. God, you know? Man. Yeah.
So we get to the end where she drops off or does she drop them off yet?
We're talking about the Timeless Children?
Yeah, at the end of that episode where the Judoon just capture her.
Yeah, so she drops them off and yes.
And then the Judoon capture her and take her to prison.
And why do they take her to prison?
Because she's a fugitive.
Why though?
Fuck if I know.
Okay, because I thought like maybe it's because she sacrificed the cyber lords.
No, I think because she's a fugitive of the Judoon.
I know.
That's when it's explained. And I think it's because she was part of this division of that CIA operative type thing. And I think it's because she left.
Oh, but why now then? Why not in previous seasons?
Well, they were chasing her.
Did they say that?
In fucking that prior to the first Doctor.
Yeah.
Well, what we know as the first Doctor. That's why they're chasing Ruth.
But it just.
But they just caught up to her now because
Yeah.
Even though David Tennant's Doctor is scanned by them.
I really didn't get it. I thought it's because like maybe what I thought is because they killed the cyber lords, like, which is what I'm calling them. I thought maybe like it was like genocide, so that's why like the species was created and you weren't supposed to genocide that species, and so that's why
this Doctor does not give a damn about genocide.
She doesn't give a damn about shit. Like she does not. Because of genocide. I was confused. I actually put the question. Like I'm like, is that why?
This is not the first time she commits genocide.
Yeah. Damn. You're right. The spiders.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one per season.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You're not there yet.
Bitch. She kills more spiders? I didn't notice that they try to make Yaz more what's called like, heroic, or like the bravest of the group. But then
Graham does tell her that she's the best woman.
I thought Graham was gonna die, to be honest. I honestly thought, and I would have been okay with it.
I think it would have given him a good ending.
Yeah, it would have given him a good ending. I thought he was gonna die. You know what really would have pissed me off if they became Cybermen. I would have been so mad because of the way they did Bill. I would have been so pissed. I was half expecting this, by the way. I was like, they're gonna make him Cyberman. I'm gonna be pissed. Him and Ryan, because somehow I knew Ryan and him were gonna be gone. Maybe because I've seen pictures of just her and Yaz like together, and it was just I was getting so annoyed. I'm like, why are they fucking doing this? Why are they doing what they did with the Capaldi season and making them fucking Cybermen? Notice too. Like I noticed that like they did a Cybermen episode and then they did a Daleks episode, and I was like, didn't this happen with like? I mean, I know it happens a lot with every Doctor, but it's like, swear to God, like, come on, like change it up a little bit, give us something bigger, like, and so the half Cyberman guy, the Cyberman, right? Yeah. That was still kind of partially emotional. Like, what were your thoughts about him? Because he was a mess, right? Like, it was a trash character. It's like they tried to upgrade it, but it didn't go.
Not just that, how easily he's discarded.
Yeah.
At the end, like they do kind of allude to him being a bigger bad than he was, because you have Captain Jack like coming out of nowhere, like beware the lone Cyberman.
Yeah.
And so he leaves this ominous threat.
Yeah.
And in Via Diodati, he was like this looming presence.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like the Master just shrinks him.
Oh yeah.
Fucking out of nowhere.
To get the Siberium out of him too. Yeah, that's true. And he just became trash. it didn't have to be the master. It could have been that Cyberman character to be like the big bad, you know, like continuous. Like you said, it was ominous, right? Like it was showing up, and it could have been what we led to.
So now, with the capture of the Doctor and her incarceration, next we got the New Year special, which was Revolution of the Daleks, and we get this amazing prison break scene, right?
Yeah. Wait, were you being serious?
Oh, no, not at all.
Well, I actually liked it though. Like the prison break scene, I liked it.
You know what? I thought that the whole episode would have been her breaking out of prison, but it turns out that she's in prison for 19 years, 20 years,
10 months.
No, because I remember Captain Jack makes an appearance here.
Oh,
right? And I remember him saying, "Oh, it took me 20 years to get next to your cell."
Oh, he
the
did
cell
say
next
that.
to yours.
I think they might have confused themselves though.
When she goes back in time, because she uses the TARDIS to try to get back to the time where she left the fam.
Why the fuck were they so mad at her, by the way?
Because she was gone for 10 months.
Yeah, but she was in fucking jail.
But
like,
they didn't know that.
I don't give a fuck. Like, what do you mean? Like, what if she died?
They don't care.
They were being really selfish.
I think they were so worried. But okay, so back to this prison break scene.
Yeah.
You know, we see her just doing the same thing over and over, right?
Yeah.
And just she gave up.
Yeah. Well, we saw
that's what she does.
Patines. We saw the Weeping Angels, which like a lot of it didn't make sense that they were trapped. By the way.
But you know.
Jindun.
Yeah. So Captain Jack just shows up and he has a bubble in his butt.
Was it in his butt?
Well, yeah, because how did you sneak that thing in there? He goes, "You don't want to know."
Oh my god!
So we can surmise it was.
I like Jack.
Everybody likes Jack. Jack's great.
Yeah.
So, in this episode, we have Donald Trump making Daleks, like Dalek guards, Dalek drones.
Yeah, yeah. They made right. You said they made drones that didn't have the Daleks in them, and then it turns out like that there was a little bit of a like tissue or something like that they that the guy Leo, his name was Leo, they were able to collect and then make clones.
Yeah, splice it with human DNA.
Yeah, yeah, and we already kind of got an episode similar to this anyway, like the other one with the girl.
The
artifact one.
Because now not only did they manage to make the Daleks
A
female
woman.
in the last one, this one they managed to make the Daleks black.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how?
Yeah. Yeah. It in general, the episode didn't even end up making sense either, because like, how did Leo create all of those? He didn't have time. Like, at least the way that they were explaining the time in the episode didn't make sense. You know, like it was like he got possessed and then all of a sudden he made a factory of Daleks.
That's exactly how it happened.
It's exactly how it happened, you know. And it was like, wait, how did he do that so fast? Like it's like, is he a Time Lord? You know, is he a Dalek Lord?
He's a very good scientist.
It was bizarre. It was really bizarre. And why do we need that Trump character? Like, aside from like the money influence, or it was just unnecessary the way they did it. You know, there was a lot of unnecessariness in this episode.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
It hasn't been good.
Yeah.
Like I said, it could have made a great Prison Break movie, like a Prison Break episode.
Yeah,
and that was done in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah,
like she got out of this prison that she's been in for 20 years in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and she didn't do it. Jack got her out.
Yeah.
Like, this doctor has constantly showed how worthless and useless she is.
What does she do?
She is not good at anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's...
I
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong, because I didn't like this episode. I didn't like these whole like last 7 episodes that we saw. And I feel like they were trying to change every type of villain that they had, and they were trying to make them new. You know, like, we got the Cyber Lords, and then we got the Cyber Man that was half still emotional, and then you had the Daleks who now cling on to you, and then we had drones, but then we also had the Daleks drones, and then we had the Daleks who came and ended up being the heroes of this as well. Like, it's like, wait, why? You know, like it was just like, why did they do it that way? You know, it was so much. It was too much going on, and then the fact that they were all so mad at her, like her fam was all mad at her, right? Which is what they kept saying at a certain point. It was so fucking annoying. Like that's her family now, you know, and they were so mad at her through the whole episode, and it was like, you guys are like, she could have been dead, you know, like she was in jail, you know, it was a real thing, you know, and you're right. I think it could have just ended up being just Jack and her, like eventually like escaping jail. We didn't need a whole Dalek story, you know, we did not need a whole Dalek story. And then like even the ending, right? It's like Ryan and Graham were just like, all right, now we're good. Yeah. We're going to stay at home now. Thank you. We're not understanding at all like how you are as a person or a lord. So we're just gonna like, okay, bye. You know? And they're dismissed. They're done. Yeah, stayed behind because she's like one of the bravest people ever. Oh my god. You know? She's one of the bravest people ever.
I still have more Yas complaints that I'm not allowed to give up just yet.
Because there's more.
Oh my god, you have no idea.
It was like the only thing that was really like nice was Graham and Ryan on the bike, and then them seeing Grace. It was nice. It was an emotional. I liked Grace. I wish Grace had not been killed in the first episode of this season.
I could not have handled 4 companions.
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say we needed 4 companions. I mean, like we could have just had Grace and Graham, and that would have been fine. You know, like we didn't need Ryan, we needed Jazz. Grace, I like Grace, and I wanted to see. Yaz. She was, mind you, she was much more brave than Yaz. You know, she was doing more in one episode than Yaz has done in the series.
Yaz is fucking useless.
But
also,
she's the bravest of the group.
I don't know why this bugged me, but I didn't like the fact that Jack doesn't kiss the doctor. Because he's done it with every doctor.
You're right.
And he did it with Graham.
He kissed Graham.
And he did it with Graham when he thought Graham was a doctor.
It was hot. And you're right. It didn't make sense.
And it feels like they definitely toned down his flirting.
Yeah. And that says a lot because he was hella flirty.
Yeah.
He was still hella flirty.
But you didn't get that. Hi, Captain Jack Harkness. Yeah, you know, that suave, you know, introduction.
I get you.
Like he stood up straight and saluted.
Yeah.
Captain Jack Harkness.
Yeah.
And it was like, that doesn't seem right. Come on.
It was still really exciting to see him.
Oh, yeah, very much. Like I like John
because it tied the world in together finally somehow. You know, like it wasn't just like, did we get River at any point? No, right? Like she doesn't exist at all.
There's mention of her in the new season, but
like they could just be her.
And I wish they hadn't.
Oh no. Overall, this season just we don't need to be lectured. The characters that they try to highlight, to me, like Yaz was not the most important of the group. I don't think anybody in the group was really important.
No.
Even the doctor. That's bad. That is really bad. You know,
the doctor was useless.
Dr. Ruth was probably, like you said, much more interesting than this doctor was.
In an episode and a half.
Oh,
and we didn't even talk about the fact that when she gets trapped in that little brain prison by the master, she thinks her way out.
Yeah. I have the power. And then she faints.
That's it. That is exactly what, like, she just puts her hand, puts her fingers on her temples, and thinks her way out.
And it was like there was a lot of that though too. Like there was a lot of her just like figuring it out, you know, like somehow, you know, or not, because then somebody else had to figure it out for her. I'm okay with it being over. I'm gonna move on to the next season, and I mean, I'm not expecting much based on how you're
I didn't hate the first few episodes of the new season.
Okay. And there's only one more episode left, right? There's
okay. One. She's gonna regenerate in the next episode.
Yeah.
So you have 8 episodes to catch up on before that happens.
All that fucking Sonic everywhere. Oh my god! It didn't end this season either. But it was bad. It was bad. Sadly, really bad. Do you agree?
I'm in. No, like. I can't wait for the fucking regeneration at this point. Like I really can't wait for Russell T Davies to be back and see who else they're gonna cast.
Chris Chibnall is terrible. I'm sorry. Like the story is just so mixed up. So like the writing, so bad.
The writing is
bad.
Terrible.
So bad.
But not only the writing, the acting hasn't been great either.
Yeah.
And just I hate it whenever you were like, oh, it's the writing, because I can never say Ruth was so much better with 6 lines of dialogue than the fucking Jodie Whittaker's entire fucking run.
Well, she's almost over.
So after a visit to his home planet, Master Chief, John, realizes that he's been lied to about his childhood and now knows that Halsey was in his home as a child. Meanwhile, we have Kai, another Spartan that's removed her emotional suppressor and is experiencing life for the first time in a long time, and Quan is in this.
Halo episode season 1 episode 5 Reckoning.
Yeah, so we have the Reckoning and we also have Solace.
Solace and episode 6. Yep, you're right.
Okay, so I
love this episode. It was your favorite episode ever, I'm sure.
So I was very bored in the beginning.
Yeah,
you know. So Chief notices Kai with the pink hair, and he immediately grounds her. He's just like, you're not clear for combat. We don't know how you're gonna react. Like, and Cortana's on Kai's side because he's a fucking hypocrite. Yeah, right. But I like how she's still sassy, like how they've maintained a little bit of her sassiness. When he goes like, I can't hear myself think. And she goes, well, you're not missing much.
Yeah.
So, Quan.
We don't even have to talk about Quan. Well, because they didn't do anything, though, this episode.
She's tied to a bike, and then she goes all feral on it, trying to untie herself or uncuff herself.
Well, and then because Saren, his name is Saren?
Yes.
Ties her to a bike and leaves her in the middle of the desert. I mean, I would have done the same thing, though. Like, what the fuck? Like... But okay, Jose.
All right, go.
This show sucks. Absolutely fucking sucks. I'll just say that, okay? So, regardless of Quan, right? John's story fucking sucks too, okay?
Yeah, you're right.
The only thing that was good in this episode was the bad CG fucking war that they had.
The war, like, I feel like they're doing the battles right.
Yes,
because
in bad CG, but right.
Yeah, because when that happened, we finally get the jackals, we get grunts, we get brutes. Like it's
okay. There was a little too many of them to like really understand which was which, in my opinion, because I don't know Halo that well.
Jackals are the ones with the shields.
The taller ones with the shields that look like lizards?
They're actually a lot taller than I imagined.
Oh, okay.
Because they look pretty small in the game.
Yeah.
But grunts
are the smaller ones that are like little.
Yes.
Okay.
And the brute was we get one brute.
One. Yeah, that dropped from the sky. Okay.
With that gravity hammer.
Yeah, I was gonna say like what the fuck. That was the most interesting part of the episode, right?
You're right, because I was not into it until
that happened. And mind you, the CG, okay, as cheesy and as trashy as the CG is, I was like into it. I was really into it. I was really enjoying the battle that they did. But the rest of the fucking story,
yeah, no, you're right. But
so bad.
The battle was fantastic, and not just that. We see what anxiety would look like in Kai.
Yes.
When like she just has that panic attack in the middle of the battlefield.
Right.
Like she's surrounded and you could see her taking shots.
Yeah, she has she's emotional.
Yeah, and you could see that like you could hear her shields going down.
Yeah,
and, like,
for the first time.
And she goes down and then the chief goes after her.
Yeah.
And it is a great scene.
Yes.
Because again, you get that switch from that third person camera to all of a sudden that first person view.
Yes, really good.
You get the chief dodging swords.
Yes.
Fighting these jackals.
Just killing things. Yeah. It was cool. It was really cool.
And bloody.
Yes.
It's so bloody.
Yeah. And mind you, not as bloody as we may make it sound, but it was a battle. It was a fight, you know, with the Covenant versus the UNCS. Is that what
UNSC?
they're called? Okay, that UNSC. Yeah, it was a great battle. It was a great battle. It was them trying to transport, even that like the visuals of them trying to the way they jumped on the fucking. By the way, why did they need that thing? Because what is that thing called that they jumped in it was like a cart.
A cart?
A cart, like a fucking, I don't know what else to call it. It was a car, but they called it something specifically.
The Warthog?
Is that what it was called?
Like that.
Yeah, the thing that they all jumped in. They were all running, and then he goes, "Hey guys, jump on," because they had the artifact in the ship. And I'm like, why do they need that if they're running as fast as the car going?
Well, because the car has a machine gun.
Oh, I forgot about the machine gun. You're right.
Yeah, it has a mounted machine gun.
It was cool.
One of the things that I don't like is how useless humans are in this. Because the humans don't take out a single a single covenant.
They get taken out. Yeah.
They are there just to be killed.
Yeah.
And the 3-4 Spartans are the only ones killing everybody. So I don't like how useless the humans are.
Yeah.
I feel like they're using the same weapons as the Spartans. They should have the same, maybe not as effective, but they should have some effect.
At least take out some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, I don't think Miranda is being portrayed very well in this.
No.
I really don't care for her.
I don't, and the thing is, I don't have a point of reference in my head because I don't really recall like Miranda in the video game that I played.
Dude, but yeah, like the first time you just see those banshees flying over the battlefield and just shooting things, so cool.
It was really interesting. It's like we need more of that, like, because if you think about the video games, right, like a lot of it is your battles, and not to say that that's all you need. You do need some story, some reason for why everything is happening. But the way they're doing it backwards, like we're getting so much story, or so much
and not good story,
and that's the problem. And this is why I keep saying that Kwan's story at least is interesting, although they didn't even need to have her in this.
Kai's story is more interesting.
Well, yeah, you make a good point because she lost it, But I'm just saying, like, Kwan's was more interesting because of what happened to her, planning her people, and the way that they were trying to put her on a pedestal. But then she didn't do anything this episode. Like, why was she even in this episode? It was just kind of throwaway, And then at least the battle happened. At least that happened, because besides that, there's not much I can recall. Oh, and then there was a certain point where Master Chief tried to attack Halsey because he had his flashbacks.
Yep. So okay, this is the part that I wrote down here. So he attacks her. Cortana shuts him down, right?
Yeah.
So now he's woken up and he is immediately okay with following orders again.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wakes up and they're like, Chief, get this artifact back to the ship. He's like, on it.
Yeah.
Bro, like you were just like, I'll kill you. Yeah. And all of a sudden it's like, okay.
Yeah. Was it in this episode that he trapped her in the chamber as well? Or
No, I think that was the next episode.
We could just jump into that one too.
Yeah, but first, hold on.
Oh, go for it.
Kwan takes out Soren. Fuck off.
Why are you so mad? Oh,
because she's a 15-year-old girl with no battle experience and he is a Spartan.
Was a Spartan.
Fuck ever. Once a Spartan, always a Spartan.
Apparently not, because he got taken out by Kwan and what?
Fucking pointless ass Kwan. But like, I like the end. So Brute comes down with a gravity hammer.
Yeah.
Takes the artifact, and then they just drop Maki.
The chosen one.
Maki.
The blessed one, sorry. Yeah. Her name is Maki.
Maki. They give that name in the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have the beginning of Solace is Master Chief straight up tries to murder Halsey.
Yeah. I want her to die though too.
But Halsey also gives very strong Jodie Whittaker vibes.
What, like the actress or what?
The hair's acting? The same, and then she's got that long coat.
Okay. You just have an issue. No, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And then are they having a meeting in the fucking Matrix? What the fuck was that?
Apparently the little hookups that they do to their
like
to their
they just
brains.
become ghosts and just able to just walk around.
Yeah. He's been overloaded by artifact.
Yeah, so Halsey comes clean, lets him know that he was replaced.
She did kidnap him.
Like they were replaced with clones that they die after a short time.
Yeah.
Halsey doesn't snitch, but she still gets fired.
Yeah. I mean, but ultimately, like, she needed to get fired, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, in that world, she needed to get that trouble. She's a lot of trouble. She's a lot of issues going on. I don't know. I can't even think of anything interesting in this episode.
I'm looking at my notes, and I already went through all of them. I have 2 left.
Yeah,
he touches the artifact and gets a view of the halo at the end.
Yeah, and then he's like in the that moment with the blessed one, you know, McKee, like you said, and it was just like, why? Like what? What else was really important about this?
That was beautiful. It looked amazing.
Okay,
but it meant nothing.
Yeah, it was just more story that we got of the chief, and then that we got of what happened to him. Why he almost killed Halsey because he's trapped her in like a UV chamber, and I wanted to see her die. To be honest, I don't get it. Like I don't get it. Like I was bored and I saw it. I saw the episode and I can't recall anything else that was
because
really
nothing
interesting.
happened. Nothing happened. Like
That's the
he
issue.
interviews McKee,
That's the issue.
and he's like, "Why should I trust you?"
Yeah,
She's like, I've been held hostage for years.
yeah, and then
it's
he's
like,
just okay with it too.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. He's just
Checks
okay
out.
with it. He's just okay with it, and it's like she was really clean, by the way, for getting
She's
thrown off
very
this
clean.
and for being held captive. Like what
She's also very pretty.
she is. Has nothing to do with the show, but
Just have to throw that out there.
he's actually really pretty too.
He is very pretty.
and then
He is distractingly
have you
pretty,
noticed
though.
his ass? And by the way, don't lie to me, Jose. I know you noticed his ass. I was hoping I was going to get something from you right there. Like, I have. Didn't work. Okay. That was a test. Okay. I've noticed his ass a whole lot. Because he wears those pants really well, by the way. But I mean, yeah. I mean, there was just nothing major.
Nope, you're right. Nothing happened.
Nothing
We're done.
happened.
Moving
Nothing
on.
happened. Sadly.
So we have MoonKnight Asylum. With Khonshu in prison after defying the gods and messing with the sky, Mark is gunned down by Harrow, but awakens in an asylum where he's told it's all in his head. When confronted with his delusions, he runs away, entering a room in an attempt to hide from the guards, finding a sarcophagus with his other personality, Steven. Together with Steven, they make an escape attempt before coming face to face with Taweret, the goddess of fertility, which was interesting.
The
Because,
episode?
yeah,
Or her?
the end of the episode
Oh.
where Taweret just shows up.
Yeah.
She's got that
Oh,
very
yeah.
high-pitched voice.
Yeah. Hi. Or hello, whatever she said. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so season 1, episode 5. I like to add that.
Yeah.
But it was yeah. It was interesting. I really like this episode.
I like this episode too. It was so cool seeing them on the ship
Yeah.
in Duat. Hold on, I wrote it down. I think it's Duat. Yeah, Duat. So like that was really cool, but we're still getting Mark and Steven's memories,
Yeah.
and that was very interesting.
Yeah.
And Oscar Isaac was amazing. in
Yeah.
this. Like he was so good, and
Yeah.
you see Steven's first appearance.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Steven's first appearance.
Yes.
Oh, when he
he's a
he
child.
creates a personality.
Yeah.
Although I do have to say the way they did it was kind of backwards though, right? Like because
Yeah, I didn't understand that. How is it Steven doesn't remember the beatings?
even though he was the one that was getting
Yeah.
beat, it's like okay, so there's this big old situation where we'll kind of just talk about like what happened and what led to that is oh man, but that's like the whole story. So
No,
I mean,
please go.
well, so the darkest part, the reason Steven comes to be, right, and the reason Mark created Steven is because Mark feels responsible for his brother's death.
Yes.
Number one, right? So we learn about what was his name? Roro is what they were calling him. So he ends up creating a personality because his mother hated him as Mark, right? For killing his brother, for thinking that he killed his brother, and this is where he splits up. Now,
Yeah, because when danger is near,
Yeah.
Stephen Grant has no fear.
oh, exactly, and it was based on like the movie poster that he had, right? Too, right? So he created this accent, he created this whole story in his head of who Steven was and why Steven came to be. Now, the issue was that, right? Like if Steven was the one that was getting attacked, then Steven would be the one to remember those attacks.
Yeah.
So they did it a little backwards, not as well as they've done in Doom Patrol, because
Yes.
Doom Patrol was very spot on with it. But so I do have to say that they kind of messed that up.
I agree.
So,
Because I have that exact note. Like, why does Stephen not remember?
Yeah.
When
He
he's
remembers the good mom,
Yeah.
but not the abusive mom.
And that's
Yeah.
the one that he's supposed to have been the one to have dealt with.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because in that memory when Steven comes to and he's like, oh, I need to clean this room up.
Yeah.
Like the mom comes in and just beats him.
Yeah. It's not, again, Mark is not there, Steven is there, so he would know like, oh shit, yeah, it's me,
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a mix up there. But I did like the way that they kind of were going between, like you said, the memories and the ship, and even like the confusion of whether he was in his head or not, even still, because he was going back and seeing Dr. Harrow like at certain
Yeah.
points in the time too.
Yeah,
right?
so we get Harrow interviewing Mark. Mark gets drugged and reawakens in his little fantasy with Taweret.
Yeah.
They let him know that he's dead and he's in Duat, the
Yeah.
Egyptian underworld.
Yeah. This really reminded me of. Did you see the movie Soul?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right.
Oh my god.
Yes, that's
that movie's
true.
so good too. Exactly, because it was the whole sands and,
the ship and
the souls that get
souls
trapped in the
wandering.
sand. So I'm sure that's where the reference came from. I mean, sorry, in Soul, I'm sure it's in relation to the Egyptian, because there was a ship in it too.
Yeah.
But they were traveling across these sands, and basically Steven and Mark had to kind of try to figure out why their hearts were imbalanced.
Yeah.
Otherwise they would die. Or
Yes.
go to the underworld or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
they would be swallowed in by the souls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way to get their hearts balanced, that they need to figure out like what memories they're not remembering, like where are they not communicating?
Yeah, and that was the one that we said about Steven being abused was the primary memory,
Yeah,
right?
well, not just
one
that,
of the primary
the death of his brother,
right,
because
exactly.
because you see them walk into a room filled with zombies,
Yeah,
basically, like all of the people that Marcus
crazy
killed. And
great scene.
exactly, it was
great
such a good scene.
Yeah,
And then we see a child.
yeah,
And Steven chases him,
Runs off.
and locks Mark out.
Mm-hmm.
Finds out it's his brother.
Yeah.
And yeah, so him and his brother were spelunking, and it was raining. Brother drowned.
Yep. In case you didn't know the spoilers, no, and it was a tragic scene, and then but that zombie scene was pretty crazy too.
It was so
all the
good.
dead bodies were freaky, but yeah,
Yeah, so like you mentioned, the mom blames Mark for it.
yeah, yep,
So Steven wants to see more of what happened, but that's when Mark pulls him out.
yep. And then it does and you kind of do get a lot of like the ship scene too. Like they go back and forth
Yeah.
between that, right? Because there are some small memories that they're seeing along the way too. And I like the ascending stairs too.
Yes.
Like the more they just kept
I
going
have
up the
that
stairs.
Love the way they go through memories up the staircase.
Yeah, and it was different. They showed a lot of like the dad kind of dealing with, who looked a lot like Fred Armisen. Is that his last
Yeah,
name?
that's right. That's true. He did.
Adolfo said his name. I couldn't remember his name at the time, but
That's right.
it looked just like him. Yeah, and then the dad trying to kind of keep him, like, keep him happy, but it was tough with mom, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, so Steven sees a memory that Mark doesn't tell him what it is, when he's just waiting outside, looking like by a car,
Oh,
just looking
yeah.
across the street. He's
Right.
like, "What is this? I don't know. I stand on a lot of streets."
Yeah,
Yeah. But we find out how important that scene is.
Yeah,
later,
yeah.
because that's his mom's funeral,
right,
and he doesn't want to go through that.
right.
So we also get Harold talking to Steven
Mm-hmm.
at some point. And he's telling him, like, your mom's dead. And Steven freaks out. He's like, she's not dead.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, let's call her.
Yeah,
And he's like, no, you don't. She doesn't pick up numbers that she doesn't recognize.
right.
She doesn't. And then, like, when he hands him the phone, he goes, my mom's dead.
Yeah,
And it's such a heartfelt moment.
it is.
Like,
Yeah,
the way he plays it,
Yeah.
just the his voice, his face,
Yeah.
everything was just so good. Like, when he just utters the words, that's not my mom. My mom's dead.
Yeah.
It's like, that's
cried. Yeah,
heartbreaking.
and it's crazy to even think about, like you said, Oscar Isaac, and the way that he was basically like performing with himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was just by himself, because other than the CG hippo at a certain point, it was just him talking to himself, and it was great acting.
It was very
The
good.
personalities were very distinct, mind you. His accent was quite better, through this episode. I
I
feel
think
like
maybe I just got used to it. Though.
maybe that's what it is too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, but it's like, but even but again, even Mark, like Mark, being Mark and having kind of an accent himself, or like a Eastern USA accent. I notice it every now and then, at least. It was really good, and then that whole, like you said, that whole scene where he was standing at the corner, and then when he breaks down crying, about his mom, like not being never getting that like kind of that love back from his mom, you know, and then not even being able to be at her funeral because he left and he just didn't want to deal with her anymore. And then his emotional breakout, like he just cries, you know, breaks, you know, falls to his knees. He pulls off his yarmulke. Yep.
There was a yarmulke. So he is Jewish.
Yeah. Somebody pointed out in like the first episode, one of my friends pointed out that he was wearing the Star of David. Yeah. In that, I was going to go back and look at it, but I didn't, but he was wearing a Star of David. So yeah, he's Jewish. And yeah, so he broke down, you know, crying, and then just instantly kind of turned into Steven, like right then too.
And then just calls his mom.
Yeah.
Because it was, who's he calling though?
Yeah. That's a good point too. Like, who is he having a conversation with? But then again, he's a personality, so maybe he's just hearing it.
But he's still, is he just putting the phone up to his ear?
I don't know.
Is he not calling anybody?
Yeah. It was weird. I do have to say, like, the scene of them traveling through the sand was really, really great too. Like the boat, you know, like the ship traveling through sand, and like the special effects that they had going on, it was definitely magical. Yeah. And then you have the kind of the souls dropping from so it
starts raining souls.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. And then because of the imbalance of the hearts, these like zombie souls start coming up on the ship and attacking the ship,
and that was good. That was spine tingling.
It was so good, dude. It was so good. And like they turn, you know, them being like sand creatures, you know, type of thing.
Yeah, like that was so cool.
Yeah.
I was so into that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you have Mark trying to fight him off, and then Steven's like, you got this.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah.
So then he steps up. Oh, but we also totally skipped over the part where he goes into the memory of when he becomes conscious Avatar. So when like
I forgot that part. Go ahead, tell me.
So he goes.
No, I do remember it. Yeah.
So he goes into that memory. He sees all the bodies.
Yeah, he was already a mercenary.
Yeah. And he sees Layla's dad. He's like, oh, is that her dad? Like, yeah. I tried to stop him, you know, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
So he sees himself like with a gun to his head, about to just take himself out.
Right.
And then that's when Khonshu comes at him, and he's just like, oh, pathetic, like, dude. But he asks him, like, do you swear to protect the travelers of the night and bring my vengeance to those who will bring them harm?
Yeah.
And, like, once he accepts, his suit reminds me so much of Spawn.
Yeah, because of the way it transforms, yeah. Like, especially the movie Spawn, where he, like, engulfed him. Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool. It was a really cool moment, too, and I can't believe I forgot about that. But, yeah, like, he was about to die, and Khonshu offered him to be his you know, avatar. And then, like, to continue on the ship, you know, like, I mean, it was just continued. Like, it was eventually the last memory. They shared the memories, right? Mm-hmm. The biggest one was the death of his mom, and then the death of his brother, and then Steven is fighting like those sand monsters.
Yeah, they're about to take Mark down. Yeah, and Steven runs up and tackles it. But he falls along. He falls off the ship with him. It was a personality. That was such a sad moment. Too.
Yeah, because it's still him. Well, the way we've been mostly on this journey with Steven, you know, even though Mark is the primary person or his real person, his real self, Steven was the primary personality, and I think that was a really good way of doing it because you really like attach yourself to Steven. Yeah. Like I think when I think about the character, I think about Steven first and Mark being second, but only because of the fact that we got introduced to him first and like he was a more timid character.
And they are two different characters, which is so well done.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, he was more timid, more like just I don't know, he was a lot more
someone you could relate to.
I guess.
As opposed to Mark, the super cool mercenary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And then so I guess he gets taken out, right? Like he gets knocked over the ship. And the last thing you kind of see of
Marvel,
Steven,
I'm sure he won't stay dead.
Yeah, and so the last thing you see is just him reaching out. You don't think that was the end of it?
I don't think he's gonna stay dead.
Because after that, like the scales balanced.
Yeah, they did. I don't know. I haven't seen the rest of the episode, I just know
episode.
Marvel.
Oh, okay.
The rest of the episodes.
Oh, okay.
I just know Marvel. I hope he stays dead. Like that would definitely carry more weight to it.
Yeah, but we'll see. It was a good episode.
It really was, and the whole
scales balanced.
The Duat. It was all amazing. And I was so into it.
Yeah, the final scene was Mark standing in a field.
So that was one of the things because I kept hearing her say the field of wheats.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, that's not right. So I looked it up, and then I saw it said the field of reeds.
Oh.
And so I was like, okay, that seems more plausible. But then it's literally standing in the field of wheat. So I was like, oh, what? I should have turned the caption on.
And that's just where it ended. You know, like there was nothing beyond that I noticed, at least.
No, that was it.
Yeah. So his soul is balanced for now, and then we're gonna move on into the next episode and see what happens there. For now, we don't have Steven. You know, he's gone. But we got to go back to Layla too, who's there.
Oh yeah, Layla.
There's a whole other story going on too. And the whole Harrow thing, you know, like we didn't get a lot of Harrow, but I was okay with just more story of what we got from MoonKnight. It was a great episode.
It was so good. Like,
really liked it.
Yeah, totally agree.
Nice.
Jaime.
Hi,
Professor Jaime.
hello.
Please tell us.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Palkia. Yay. Oh, that. I guess you didn't really see it that well, but there you go. That's Palkia. This is a legendary Pokemon I'm covering because I've covered all the blessed ones.
Okay.
Halo. No, yeah, it's Palkia is a legendary Pokemon. He was introduced in Generation 4 in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and he is National Pokedex number 484.
All right, what can you tell us about Palkia?
Can you guess what type he is?
Legendary.
Well, no, that's not a type. But you tried.
Metal.
It's not a thing. Oh, it is.
It is
Steel
a thing.
Type. Yeah, steel type.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's not metal. It is a legendary Pokemon, but it is a water and a dragon Pokemon.
Would have never gotten that.
I don't get it either, but I just
There's
accept
no
it.
blue on him.
It has 0 blue on him. And then what does it have to do with water? It's a spatial Pokemon.
There's so much water in space, Jaime.
Is it wet in space?
It's very wet in space.
What spaces? But it is called the spatial Pokemon because it has to do with space. So let me tell you what I learned about it.
All right.
In Sinnoh, a legendary Pokemon of Sinnoh, it is said that space becomes more stable with Palkia's every breath. In Johto, its total control over the boundaries of space enable it to transport itself to far places or even other dimensions.
Ooh.
It's kind of like the Doctor.
That's not.
It's not. It is based. So the two Pokemon that are the legendaries of these games, one is space and one is time. So this is why it's a lot of focus around the spatial thing that it does.
Ooh.
In Hisui, in Hisui, which is an old region.
Whoa.
The Pokemon is feared as a deity in Hisuian legend. The birth of Palkia was what caused the walls of our world to disappear, creating a sky that spans for infinity.
Fancy.
And then lastly, the origin form, which was the one that looks like a horse thingy right here.
Like a centaur.
Centaur, yes. The origin form in Hisui it soars across the skies in a form that greatly resembles the creator of all things. Perhaps this imitation appears. No, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm reading that real bad.
Okay, good. I was like, am I having a stroke here?
You are. Perhaps the imitation of appearance is Palkia's strategy for gaining Arceus' powers. I call it Arceus. I think it's Arceus. I don't remember what it is.
No,
I'm confused.
Arceus.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's it, Jose. I don't have much about this Pokemon this time. It's still a new Pokemon. I mean, it's still just a legendary Pokemon.
I was like, but it was introduced in Generation 4.
Generation 4, but they don't say much about it, sadly, aside from it's a spatial Pokemon. Thank you. A very short Jaime's Pokedex this week. Next week will be short as well because the other one's Dialga. Damn, spoilers.
Damn. Really?
Those who know Pokemon know it was coming. But that's it, Jose.
All right. Well, that's our show. We got a lot out. Oh my God.
Yes. But it's out. You know, it's out.
Yeah.
We're gonna continue MoonKnight as always. Halo, unfortunately, we're putting a pause on Doctor Who because we're starting a new season of that. So we'll see what happens from there.
I was gonna ask, do you want to do another? We'll figure this out off.
Well, maybe we'll bring back Doom Patrol, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see where we're at.
Yes.
All right. So, do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm good.
All right, that's it for us. Have a week.
Bye.